Skies and sunny here in Starkville, Mississippi. A beautiful day for college football. The fourth week for Mississippi State to play alongside Ty Goldman. John Wesley Cochran with you. Ty, Mississippi State looking to go into this game 4-0, taking on Northern Illinois. It's going to be a beautiful day.
Yes, it should be a beautiful day here. A good game for Mississippi State. State had trouble with the MAC school last year. I know we don't like to bring that up very much, but it is certainly a test more than what Alcorn State was last week. Mississippi State with that 63-0 win. A good start for State, though, 3-0 coming into this ball game. State looking to go 4-0 for the first time since that 2014 season in which Mississippi State ascended to number one in the first college football playoff poll and started 9-0 in that season. So, a couple of things that State State needs to do today, and we'll talk about that here in the pregame show to be able to get to 4-0.
No doubt. Mississippi State seeking their first time 4-0 since 2014. Similar trend, like Ty said, number one team. So we're seeing some similar trends with Mississippi State football in prior seasons to right now. So Mississippi State taking on Northern Illinois 1-1, but this team is known for making some serious upsets.
Yes, they are. Actually, the first matchup between Mississippi State and Northern Illinois in both programs' history. So very interesting today. We'll see who becomes 1-0 in the series history. But like you said, they're 1-1 this season. A close win versus Holy Cross, 18-16, and then a 20-9 loss to Maryland. So that makes them 1-1. But yeah, they last season upset the eventual national runner-up in Notre Dame in South Bend at Notre Dame Stadium last season. It's been a while since they've beat an SEC team. That was back in 2001 when they beat ranked Alabama. But they're prone to upsetting Power 4 teams. They've done it a lot over the past couple of years with head coach Thomas Hammock.
No doubt, and this team is known for making upsets. So Jeff Lebby said in the press conference earlier, this team's known for winning and going on the road and playing tough competitive teams. And who knows, they might surprise us, but Mississippi State cannot be caught lacking today. Looking a little bit from last week, Mississippi State coming off of an electrifying win over Alcorn State, in-state rival. Mississippi State wins that game 63-0. Mississippi State had a lot of new faces able to get on the field, get playing time, but Mississippi State looking to capitalize here on this home stretch, especially after coming off of a win against Alcorn State.
Yeah, they look to capitalize today, send them into a good week of preparation next week for the first conference game against Tennessee. But yeah, you're right. We played a lot of guys last week. I believe around 70 or 80 guys dressed out last week, and a lot of those guys played. You're not going to see that as much more often, or really any more this season. But, Mississippi State was great on offense last week. I mean, even in the first quarter, and that's something State's been really good at, is scoring in the first quarter this season. But last week's 28 points in that first quarter against Alcorn, the most scored in the first quarter since the 2017 win over Charleston Southern. So he made some history last week. It was a really successful scoring day for them. I thought, the main starters did a really good job. Blake Shapen did a good job. He was very efficient. Devon Booth, you didn't see very much of him, but Fluff Bothwell stepped in. I think it was just Fluff's game to shine. You saw some flash and some flair from that wide receiving room. I thought the offensive line looked clean. Overall, the offense just looked really good last week, and that showed with 63 points, even with shortened third and fourth quarters back to 10 minutes in that second half.
Yeah, and so Mississippi State hasn't been able to see the benefits of Jeff Lebby and his high-powered offense, especially coming from last season. But now that we've been able to see him implement his offense in year two, it seems that Mississippi State seems to have a lot of big plays, and it's showing.
Yes, they do. I mean, you talk about big plays. Explosive plays is another word for that. State had just 9 explosive plays in the ball game last week. I can't tell you the exact number we've had this year, but I know it's been a lot. I mean, you can think about the big three passing touchdowns from Blake Shapen in the Arizona State game. You had a couple of explosive plays in that Southern Miss game in Hattiesburg to open up the year. So it's been really explosive. I mean, 6 of the 7 touchdowns that Blake Shapen has thrown this year have been 40 yards or more in the air. That just shows you how much we're scoring from far, and that's kind of the MO for this Mississippi State offense and for Jeff Lebby's offense is to score from far, and State's doing just that this season.
Yeah, no doubt. And Mississippi State, they've implemented a lot of these high-powered explosive plays and we're utilizing a lot of receivers. But now we're starting to see the benefits of having a solid run game, especially with having two amazing running backs.
Yeah, it's Booth and Bothwell. They've been really, really good, and I think it's deeper than just Booth and Bothwell. Booth had a great season last year. Obviously, he's continued that this year. Bothwell, a fantastic season in the Sun Belt last year. But Johnny Daniels also keeps that really deep for Mississippi State. It's just a deep running back room. It's really fun to look at if you're Mississippi State.
Yeah, no doubt. Mississippi State has a lot of key players coming in, and it should be an exciting match against Northern Illinois. Stay tuned with us here in a few minutes. We'll be back after the national anthem. You're listening to Mississippi State football on the Bulldog Student Sports Network.
It's been a crazy last year, I'm trying to process still. I don't even know how I should feel. I got a couple big houses and some wish maybe 3. And I got family members that got bigger egos than me. And I got fans around the world whenever I'm overseas. And I got friends who just pretend and say they love everything. And yes, I fell in love again, I thought that was impossible. And I promise it's too real for me to care what they think. I promise I don't give cause I know who I am. Hating on me undercover, I just won't understand. Say we're brothers, call me family, you act like a fan. 2 a.m. in Atlanta, screaming, baby, I'm back. Play me like a fool, I see. But it's been so long since I thought about you. I swear, okay, baby, I'm back. I guess you weren't the one for me. But it's been so long since I thought about you. I swear, okay, baby, I'm back. I told my baby, let them talk, that's the caption. I don't even really like being online, that texting. Started off as an attraction, now it's turned into attachment. Overseas, we relaxing, I ain't think about the past tense. Everybody wanna say, all of a sudden y'all believed in me. All of a sudden you want a favor now, all of a sudden you won't be with me. All of a sudden y'all always knew, I remember you ain't see it in me. And yes, I know I'm blessed, but sometimes I wish I could go back to the way it used to be, just so I could feel what I've been missing. You could have it all, you see, but there's still something, it's not the same about you. been a crazy last year, I'm trying to process still. I don't even know how I should feel. I got a couple big houses and some wish, maybe 3. And I got family members that got bigger egos than me. And I got fans around the world whenever I'm overseas. And I got friends who just pretend and say they love everything. And yes, I fell in love again, I thought that was impossible. And I promise it's too real for me to care what they think. I promise I don't give cause I know who I am. Hating on me undercover, I just won't understand. Say we're brothers, call me family, you act like a fan. 2 a.m. in Atlanta, screaming, baby, I'm back. Play me like a fool, I see. But it's been so long since I thought about you. I swear, okay, baby, I'm back. I guess you weren't the one for me. But it's been so long since I thought about you. I swear, okay, baby, I'm back. I told my baby, let them talk, that's the caption. I don't even really like being online, that texting. Started off as an attraction, now it's turned into attachment. Overseas, we relaxing, I ain't think about the past tense. Now everybody wanna say, all of a sudden y'all believed in me. All of a sudden you want a favor now, all of a sudden you want to be with me. All of a sudden y'all always knew, but I remember you ain't see it in me. And yes, I know I'm blessed, but sometimes I wish I could go back to the way it used to be, just so I feel what I've been missing. You could have it all, you see, but there's still something, it's not the same about you. It's been a crazy last year, I'm trying to process still. I don't even know how I should feel. I got a couple big houses and some wish, maybe 3. And I got family members that got bigger egos than me. And I got fans around the world whenever I'm overseas. And I got friends who just pretend and say they love everything. And yes, I fell in love again, I thought that was impossible. And I promise it's too real for me to care what they think. I promise I don't give cause I know who I am. Hating on me undercover, I just won't understand. Say we're brothers, call me family, You act like a fan. 2 a.m. in Atlanta, screaming, baby, I'm back. Play me like a fool, I see. But it's been so long since I thought about you. I swear, okay, baby, I'm back. I guess you weren't the one for me. But it's been so long since I thought about you. I swear, okay, baby, I'm back. I told my baby, let them talk, that's the caption. I don't even really like being online, that texting. Started off as an attraction, now it's turned into attachment. Overseas, we relaxing. I ain't think about the past tense. No. Everybody wanna say, all of a sudden y'all believed in me. All of a sudden you want a favor now. All of a sudden you want to be with me. All of a sudden y'all always knew. But I remember you ain't see it in me. And yes, I know I'm blessed, but sometimes I wish I could go back to the way it used to be, just so I could feel what I've been missing. You could have it all, you see, but there's still something, it's not the same about you.
Welcome back, fans. Almost time for Mississippi State football versus Northern Illinois. We'll start off with our starting lineups. We'll start with the Huskies football team. Leading off for offense, we have Josh Holst at quarterback, the running back, Telly Johnson Jr., our tight end for this afternoon, Jake Applegate. Our receivers, Gary Givens, Diari Rogers, and George Demopoulos. Reading off from our left to right on our offensive front, Evan McClure. Our left guard, Aiden Tweedy. Our center, Landon Ron. Right guard, Thomas Posh. And our right tackle, Izzy Ozo. And then our defense is Jelani Williams at defensive end. Reading off our defensive tackles, Mark Hensley, Deshaun Dixon. Our right defensive end, Roy Williams. Our linebackers for this afternoon for the Huskies, Quinn Erweiler, Philip Morkowski, and then our nickelback, Ty Miles. Our cornerbacks for this afternoon, Jake Finley, Dante Harrison. Our two safeties for Northern Illinois, Jasper Beeler and Muhammad Jameh. Now for the Mississippi State Bulldogs starting lineup.
So for Mississippi State offensively, we'll go left to right. Left tackle is going to be Jimothy Lewis, and then left guard Jacoby Jackson, center Cannon Boone, right guard Zach Owens, right tackle Albert Reese. This could fluctuate throughout the game. This will be the fourth straight ball game that State's had a different offensive line starting. For Mississippi State, the main three wide receivers are going to be Brennan Thompson, Anthony Evans, and Jordan Mosley. You'll see a little bit of Aiden Williams as well. You'll see Devon Booth and Fluff Bothwell as your ball carriers, with a little bit of Johnny Daniels in there. Seydou Traore will be your tight end, and your quarterback for the Mississippi State Bulldogs is going to be Blake Shapen. On defense, start up front of the jack position, you'll have Brandon Jennings. At D-tackle, you have Kedrick Bingley-Jones. At nose tackle, it'll be Jeray Bledsoe, and at defensive end, it'll be Deontay Anderson, and a little bit of mix of Travion Williams in there as well. At your linebacking core, you've got at dime, Zachary Tillman. At Mike, Nick Mitchell. And at Sam, kind of in that hybrid between linebacker and safety, Isaac Smith. And for your secondary, it'll be Kelly Jones on one end, Diego Brumfield on the other end, and then Brylan Lanier and Jerron Manning and Hunter Washington as your safeties for Mississippi State. And that's your starting lineups for the Bulldogs.
Kendrick Billingsley-Jones, Duke Johnson, and Jacoby Jackson, our captains. Mississippi State loses the coin toss, and Northern Illinois elects to receive, so Mississippi State will kick it off as Hawk is on now for special teams, getting set to kick this one off for Mississippi State. So Northern Illinois will get the ball to start this game. Hawk gets set, he runs out, and it's a high kick into the back left part of the end zone, right on the B on the left side of Bulldogs in the end zone for a touchback. So Northern Illinois will take over on offense to start out at the 25.
Interestingly enough, John, that's the first time under Jeff Levy that Mississippi State has started on defense, and that breaks a streak of 19 straight games receiving first. That dates back to 2023 against Auburn here at Davis Wade Stadium. So interesting right there.
Well, yeah, Ty, I knew as soon as I pulled out my notes for offense for Mississippi State and defense for Northern Illinois will take over on offense. So 1st and 10 at the 25. Holst in the shotgun, handoff up the right side between the tackles, lowers his shoulder for a gain of 2 yards. So it'll bring up 2nd down and 8, 14:50 on the clock.
Yeah, physical play up front already. Nick Mitchell on the tackle, hearing some booms from the crowd here. It started to file in late.
Telly Johnson Jr. on the carry. So it'll be Holst in the shotgun with Johnson and Wright on his right and left hip. 2 receivers out to the far side, 1 near side, and some movement on the offensive front. Looks like it could be a false start.
Yeah, that's going to be on Aiden Tweedy. He's played both games this year. It's really been between Abiathar Curry and Aiden Tweedy at left guard for NIU, and they start Tweedy today. False start right there, sets back Northern Illinois 5 yards.
So 2nd down and 13, 14-20 in rolling here in the first quarter. It'll be Holst in the shotgun with Johnson Jr. on his left hip, Siobhan Wright on his right. 2 receivers far side, 1 near side. Ball spotted at the Northern Illinois 22. Holst takes the snap, hands it off in between the tackles, right side, bounces out the numbers. A big gain up past the 40-yard line. And finally tackled as he passes midfield. A big run for Telly Johnson Jr. And already a big gain in a 1st and 10 for the Huskies.
Yeah, Telly and Siobhan Wright are going to be the 2 guys that are really going to carry this offense. They're a run-heavy offense. State's going to have to make some tackles, at the point of attack, and if he gets to the 2nd level, you've got to make a tackle as a linebacker there. Big run for Telly Johnson, and a ball now in State territory.
Right, Holst in the pistol formation. 2 receivers near side. Ball spotted at the Mississippi State 45. Holst takes the snap, fakes the handoff, rolls to his left, sets, fires, connects at the 45, and then falls out of bounds at the Mississippi State 37-yard line. Ball was caught by Jalen Poe for a gain of about 5 or 6 yards.
It'll be more than that.
A little bit more than that.
Probably going to be 7 on that catch and run right there.
Gain of 8 yards, actually. 2nd down and 2. 13 minutes left here in the first quarter. Holst back in the pistol formation. 2 receivers near side, 1 far side. Tight end Applegate motions over to the right side. Shotgun formation. Holst. Rogers motions over to the right. Now Holst fires to the right, connects with Rogers on the out route and keeps on going. Falls out of bounds at the Mississippi State 25, and another 1st down as the Huskies move the chains on this Bulldogs defense.
Yeah, great blocking on the far side there by George Demopoulos, the wide receiver. That really set that play up. Northern Illinois moving the ball down the field. State got to find a way to make a stand here. They did that all last week against Alcorn. Let's see what we can do in this ball game here.
Mississippi State, a fresh set of defensive linemen. Holst back in the shotgun with Javon Wright flanked on his left hip. Holst takes a snap, hands off, up the middle, lowering his shoulder, finally strung down by a couple defensive linemen for Mississippi State. So ball will be spotted at the 20-yard line, a gain of 4 yards.
Yeah.
This Huskies offense is rolling here in the first quarter on the first drive of the game.
Yeah, moving down the field, passing the ball, running the ball. Had that big run by Telly Johnson. State got to find a way to make a stand.
Holst back in the shotgun with Wright on his left hip. 2 receivers near side. Ball at the 20. 11:23 and rolling in the first. Holst takes a snap, fakes the handoff, rolls to his right, can't find anything. Racing for the sticks. We'll see what the officials spot. Ball is going to be spotted at the Mississippi State. Appears to be the 14-yard line, and it's going to be enough for a 1st down. The officials waive for the crew to move the chains. So 1st and 10 coming up for the Huskies.
Yeah, he had a lot of blockers, Holstead, on that far side there. That was their strong side. They had 2 tight ends over there, along with, the right tackle and the right guard. So good job. Had nothing in the pass game. Found the run game to work out for him. I got a first down inside the 15-yard line.
Josh Holst, the sophomore quarterback, 6'4", 204, out of Marengo, Illinois. Holst takes a snap, fakes the toss to the right, fires back right part of the end zone, and incomplete pass back right part of the end zone. 2nd down and 10 with 10:29 to play in the first.
Yeah, good coverage by Manning there. That one really had no chance, intended for Applegate, and just really had no chance right there. So good coverage from the Old Dominion transfer, Jerron Manning.
No score yet in this ball game, but the Northern Illinois Huskies are driving on the Bulldogs defense early in this ball game. 10:29 to play here in the first. 1st down and 10 at the Mississippi State 14-yard line. A pistol formation for Josh Holst, with his 2 favorite running backs, Johnson Jr. on his left and Wright on his left. Holst takes a snap, fires left side, incomplete. Tried to find his running back, Johnson Jr. So a 3rd down and 10 coming up for the Huskies.
Yeah, Johnson, both of their running backs have been active in the pass game this year a little bit. Had 2 catches for 17 yards in that loss in their last ball game against Maryland. So just trying to find him out there. Now State's got a chance here. State's got a chance, John, to make a stop, force a field goal.
3rd down and 10. Bulldogs need a stop as this Huskies offense is rolling on the first drive of the game. Josh Holst in the shotgun. 3 receivers, trips out to the left, bunch tight. Holst takes a snap, drops back. Pressure coming right side, connects with his running back right, but not before he's wrapped down after a gain of 2 yards by Mississippi State defensive back Marcus Allen. So a big 3rd down stop for the Bulldogs, and it brings up 4th down and 7 with 10 minutes and rolling in the first. And now Northern Illinois brings on the special teams unit, trying to convert on the first drive of the game. Now the kick is up through the uprights and good, and Northern Illinois tacks on the first points of the game to take the lead with 10:14 to play, or excuse me, rather 9:41 to play here in the first quarter. Northern Illinois takes the lead 3-0 over Mississippi State. We're going to take a quick media timeout as Mississippi State is down to Northern Illinois 3-0 here in the first.
So your bag's backed up against the wall, and the bandwagon's falling right off, and you're hearing all the talk about maybe you should think about what you're gonna do if it don't work out. It ain't about if it makes sense, 'cause if the boot do, it don't fit. As far as I can see, there ain't no way to be somebody if you just gon' quit. So if you got a fire, don't lose it. If you gotta do or die, dream, do it. If you got something to prove, go on and prove it. Don't let nobody clip your wings. Keep your head down, keep on the blinders. Tune out the doubters and all the closed minders. If it's in your blood, falling down ain't enough to change who you were born to be. And getting back up, that's the only backup plan you need.
Well, life's got a lot of sticks and stones, and a blade that'll cut you to the bone. But if you're doing what you love and it kills you, well, you can live with that all day long. So if you got a fire, don't lose it. If you gotta do or die, dream, do it. If you got something to prove, go on and prove it. Don't let nobody clip your wings.
And we're back here in Davis-Wade Stadium alongside Ty Goldman, John Wesley Cochran here with you. Northern Illinois caps off a 10-play, 63-yard drive. Takes off 5:19 off the game clock. They score the first points of the game with a 30-yard field goal as the kickoff is high and deep in the back left part of the end zone. So Mississippi State offense will take over second in this game, the first time that they're not getting the ball first under the Jeff Lebby era. So Mississippi State takes over at the 25 here, 1st and 10.
Yeah, State has scored on every opening possession of this year. Southern Miss scored a touchdown. Arizona State scored a touchdown. Alcorn State scored a touchdown. We really need an answer right now, down 3-0 early in the ball game.
That's right. Chapin will get set up in the shotgun. It'll be Devon Booth flanked off right behind him. Bunch tight. Chapin takes the snap, takes the handoff, looks to his left. He's got all day to pass. He's going to tuck it and run. Tucks it up past the 30, slides down at the 31. So the official spots him after a gain of 5 yards. So it'll bring up 2nd down and 5. 9:22 and rolling here in the first quarter. State down 3-0 after Northern Illinois scores a field goal on the first drive of the game. Chapin, shotgun, takes a snap. Can't find anybody. He's going to tuck it and run. Not before he gets to the line of scrimmage and is roped down by number 10, Mark Hensley, the defensive tackle, sophomore, redshirt sophomore out of Labadie, Missouri. So 3rd and 5 coming up for Mississippi State. Blake Chapin and the Dogs need to respond after Northern Illinois scores on the first drive. Chapin, shotgun. Devon Booth on his right, takes a snap. Dumps it off to Booth on the right. Stutter step down the sideline, but not before he gets past the first down marker. So a 1st and 10 for Mississippi State, and this Bulldogs offense moves to the chains.
Yeah, great move on the near side. Got Maturowski jumping at him, and that was just a great move. Moves the chains. State hopefully can continue this drive.
Hurry up offense. Chapin in the gun. Booth on the left. 2 receivers out to the left and right. Hand out to Booth up the left side. Bumps out to the left after a gain of 3 yards. 2nd down and 7. He was tackled by 23, Mark Petro, the linebacker.
Yeah, Preto had a tackle in the game against Maryland, 6 on the year.
2nd down and 8, Chapin. Fakes the handoff, fires over to the right side, finds his favorite target, Brennan Thompson, at the sticks and dives forward past the first down marker, gain of 12 yards, and the Bulldogs move the chains again. Tackled by Jasper Beeler after the end of the play. 1st and 10, Bulldogs at the 49. Fakes the handoff, looks left, steps up in the pocket. He can't find anybody. He's going to tuck it and run. Runs past the 49 up to the 45, slides down after a gain of 3 yards. 2nd down and 7. Bulldogs down 3-0 to Northern Illinois. 7:20 and rolling here in the first. Chapin in the Bulldogs offense here on the first drive of the game. Ball spotted at the 46. Trips out near side. 3 receivers near. 1 out to the far side. Fluff Bothwell in the game at running back. Chapin in the gun. Takes a snap. Fires to the right side. Connects with Thompson. Stutter steps and finally roped down by safety Jasper Beeler.
Yeah, it wasn't just Beeler. I mean, Ty Miles blew that play up at the nickel position. Kind of blew up Seydou Traore right there. Couldn't really get anything going on the bubble, so 3rd and 5 now.
3rd down and 5. Second 3rd down for the Bulldogs offense. 6:35 and rolling. Seydou Traore motions over to the left. Chapin takes a snap, looks to the right, looks to the left, can't find anything, tucks it and run, dives for the first down marker. We'll see what the officials spot. It's going to be just short of the sticks. Officials spotted at the Northern Illinois 40-yard line, and Jeff Lebby in the offense will remain on the field.
Yeah, first down marker at the 41, so 4th and 1. Chapin doing a good job of not making any rash decisions, just running the football if he doesn't find anybody. And NIU doing a good job also of being able to cover Mississippi State.
4th and 1, Bulldogs offense. Hurry up to the line. Takes a snap. Hand off to Bothwell. Lowers his shoulder. We'll see what the officials spot. It's going to be really close, Ty.
Yeah, that's very close. NIU did a really good job. They think it's their ball. They did a really good job getting off the line. State, not so much. It'll be very interesting to see where they spot this football.
4th and 1. Bulldogs hand off to Fluff Bothwell in between the tackles. And the officials spot the ball. Ty, from this angle, it looks like State got it.
Yeah, I'm with you, John. It looks like it. Now, we're going to get a measurement. We should at least get a measurement on this. But, yeah, it looks like State has eclipsed the 39-yard line. And they're going to bring the chains out. But NIU did a really good job of, at the point of attack, just got right up on State, and State could get no push on the offensive line.
Fluff Bothwell considered the power back for Mississippi State, and he gets in. Officials spot it at the 39 and a 1st and 10 for Mississippi State. Bulldogs convert on 4th and 1. And so Bulldogs now have the ball at the Northern Illinois 39-yard line as they're down by 3 points and looking to respond on the first drive of the game for Mississippi State.
Yeah, he gained that by about a half a football right there. So State lucky with the spot. Let's hope we can push it on further into Husky territory.
Game of inches. Chapin in the gun. 1st and 10, Bulldogs 5.5 to play in the first. Chapin, handoff to Bothwell in between the tackles, fighting forward, but not after he's pushed by a few defensive linemen for Northern Illinois.
Yeah, State had 2 tight ends in the ball game, and Cam Ball was the tight end of the near side trying to block, and he just got completely turned around. We're heading to the south end zone. He got turned to the north end zone. Not doing a good job of blocking right there. Got to fix that.
Shotgun formation, Chapin, 2nd and 9. 5 minutes to play in the first. Bothwell on his right hip. Hand off to Bothwell again. No, he's actually going to keep it up the right side. Up past the 30, down to the 20. Falling out of bounds at the 15-yard line. Blake Chapin lowers his shoulder, gets a few more yards. And Bulldogs 1st and 10 to move the chains once again.
Man, is this not the most you've seen Blake Chapin run in a ball game? And how about that block by Seydou Traore on the near side? Great block, open up the run.
He had me fooled. 1st and 10, 4.5 to play. Hand off to Bothwell. Bumps outside after a gain of 4 yards up the middle. So 2nd down and 5 coming up for the Bulldogs. 4:20 to play in the first. State down by 3 points and trying to respond on the first drive of the game for the Dogs. So Blake Chapin will be back in the shotgun formation. Devon Booth checking into the game at running back. It'll be one receiver near side, Brennan Thompson. And Anthony Evans the third far side. Devon Booth on the left hip of Blake Chapin. Brennan Thompson motions over Chapin. A jet sweep to Brennan Thompson using his speed. Jumps outside. 10-5. Touchdown. Brennan Thompson, the jet sweep. And Mississippi State responds on the first drive of the game to take the lead 6-3 over Northern Illinois.
Yeah, love the play call right there from Jeff Levy. Thompson with so much speed anywhere on the field, one of the fastest player on this football team. A good job by Devon Booth on the outside getting a block, and Thompson just squeezed in between the block and the little open space and was able to get into the end zone for 6.
Jeff Levy utilizing the transfer from Oklahoma and using his insanely fast speed. As the kick from Kyle Ferry is up and good. State takes the lead 7-3 over the Northern Illinois Huskies. Bulldogs able to cap off a 13-play, 75-yard drive. 5:53 taken off the clock. So Mississippi State takes the lead 7-3 with 3:48 to play in the first quarter. Thanks to a jet sweep to Brennan Thompson.
Yeah, that would be his first rushing touchdown of the year. So first rushing touchdown for him this year. 4 total touchdowns on the year, but a really good job. Right, really, I love the play call right there. You got a lot of space, right? You're not too close to the end zone. You got a lot of space. Let your guy get out on the perimeter and work, and that's exactly what he did. And like I said, a great block by Devon Booth on the far side to allow Thompson to kind of sneak in between the block and the open field. But that's one of those long drives for Mississippi State that we hadn't seen as much this season. It's been a lot of score from far and score very quickly, especially last week for Mississippi State. It was a lot of quick drives for the Bulldogs. So this week, answer with a 13-play drive. I think Northern Illinois is a team that's going to take a lot of clock off, or at least that's what they're going to try to do, and they're going to try and pound the rock on you. And the State's just trying to also take a lot of clock off and limit what Northern Illinois can be able to do on offense by just running clock off the scoreboard.
No doubt, Mississippi State utilizing the speed from its skill players, but one that we weren't expecting on that drive. Blake Shapen takes about a fourth of those plays on that drive and keeps it up himself. Shapen already 5 rushes, 36 yards, thanks to that big 24-yard gain to give Mississippi State the edge in that drive, but nonetheless used the legs of Fluff Bothwell and Brennan Thompson, and you come up with 7 points.
Yeah, I mean, Shapen did a great job. I mentioned this during the drive, but did a great job of, Northern Illinois, I will say, did a great job of covering State's receivers. But Shapen did a great job of not panicking, being the veteran quarterback that he is, and he found some holes in between the offensive line and the defensive line, and each of those gaps was able to scramble and get some yards and keep the drive alive. It was just a really smart decisions by a veteran quarterback. But State answers right there. I liked what I saw from the offensive line, too, at least in pass block. They looked pretty good. So maybe the run block will get a little bit better, in terms of just straight-up running plays. But I liked what I saw right here. Now, we've got to see Mississippi State's defense do a lot better, at least to start this drive. They did good when they got into their own end. They got to do a really good job when they're defending from Northern Illinois' end.
No doubt about it.
Willie Gay's here today. Willie Gay Jr.'s here
Oh, my
today.
goodness.
Just showed him on the Jumbotron. Former Saint. Who dat? Love the Saints. They'll probably lose again tomorrow.
Welcome back to Starkville, Willie Gay. Marlon Hawk, the senior, now set to kick off for Mississippi State. State leads 7-3 over Northern Illinois after a 13-play drive. Thanks to Brennan Thompson, as that kick is high and deep in the left part of the end zone for a touchback. So now Josh Holst will trot back onto the field and try to take over and put together another solid drive for the Huskies.
A 15th touchback of the year there for Marlon Hall. He's been really reliable kickoff guy.
We'll take all the help we can get.
Oh, yeah. I mean, don't want him to start ahead of the 25 at least. Do what you can, right? So he's been a really good kickoff guy, and NIU will start the drive at the 25-yard line.
That's right. We're going to take a quick timeout, and we'll be back for the second drive of the game for Northern Illinois. State leads 7-3 over the Huskies with 3:48 to play. We'll be back in just a few minutes.
Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out?
Well, the party was nice, the party was pumping.
Hey, yeah, B.I.O.
And everybody having a ball.
B.I.O.
Until the fellas started name calling.
B.I.O.
And the girls respond to the call. I have a poor white shout out.
Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs
And we're back. Northern Illinois takes over on offense after Mississippi State takes the momentum and takes the lead 7-3. Now with 3:48 to play, Josh Holst in the gun. Handoff up the middle to his favorite running back, Telly Johnson Jr., the 5'11 sophomore out of Savannah, Georgia, for a gain of 2 yards, so it'll bring up second down and 8.
Yeah, Johnson with 31 carries on the season coming into this one, 153 yards and a touchdown. He's been a little active in receiving the ball as well, so it's kind of a balanced backfield back there with Johnson and Wright.
So Holst in the pistol formation, one receiver near side, one far side. Pressure showing for the Bulldogs off the left side. Holst takes a snap, takes the handoff, over the middle, connects at the 42. Finally falls down at the Northern Illinois 45. So it'll be 1st and 10, and the Huskies move the chains. Tackled by Tony Mitchell, the safety.
A great ball by Holst. Being able to get that one out of harm, or being able to get that off before Jerron Manning got in there. And it's just a really good ball right there and a good catch by Gibbons.
Holst back in the shotgun. Two receivers near side. It'll be Johnson Jr. flanked off his left hip. Holst takes a snap, handoff between the tackles, diving forward. Shoestring tackle by Jalen Smith, the redshirt sophomore linebacker. So it'll bring up second down and 8 with 2:15 to play. State still leads 7-3, but this Northern Illinois offense is rolling. Ball spotted just short of midfield at the Northern Illinois 49. Two running backs on the right and left hip of Holst. Two receivers near side. Holst takes the snap. Handoff to Poe, bouncing around the tackles right side, but not before a tackle for loss from the defensive lineman, Travion Williams. So a big tackle for loss for the Bulldogs defense. And a big 3rd down and 10 coming out for the Huskies.
Yeah, Williams and a host of other Bulldogs out there to make the tackle. Namely, Williams was the guy, but a good job pursuing the football by Mississippi State to that far side of the field. So now 3rd and 10 for NIU.
3rd and 10. State still leads 7-3. A minute 18 to play. Josh Holst in the shotgun. Three receivers near side. Takes a snap. Step backs in the pocket. Pressure coming. Ball bobbled. Incomplete pass. Ball was 5 yards short of the intended target, George Demopoulos. And so a 4th down and 10, and the Bulldogs defense come up with a big stop.
Man, Coleman Hutzler bringing some heat right there. Has brought some heat on a couple plays that drive. Diego Brumfield got in there. Brandon Jennings got in there, forced the bad throw, got hit. Holst got hit while he threw that, so good job dialing up some pressure right there, make the quarterback feel a little scared there in the pocket.
No doubt. I'm sure I definitely would be scared. That's for sure. So now the special teams unit comes onto the field. Punt from the Northern Illinois 38-yard line. Caught by Anthony Evans at the Mississippi State 5. Darting across the field. Flags fly all over the place as he's roped down at the Mississippi State 20-yard line. Ball spotted at the 21.
Yeah, I think that is probably going to be on Mississippi State, a holding call maybe, or a blindside block. I think that's going to be on Mississippi State. It'll move State back. About half the distance to the goal. Should be on Mississippi State if I had to guess.
During the return, illegal block in the back of the return team, number 24. Half the distance to the goal from the spot of the foul, 1st down.
That would be Elijah Cannon. Gets that penalty. So move State back to the 3.5-yard line.
Yeah, so appears to be a spot foul, and it's not what you want for Mississippi State. So Bulldogs receive the ball on the punt return. Anthony Evans takes it up to the 21, but a block in the back call. So now we sit 1st and 10 for Mississippi State. 57 seconds to play, 1st and 10 at the Mississippi State 3-yard line. Chapin in the shotgun, three receivers far side, one receiver near side, Brennan Thompson. Chapin takes a snap. Fakes the handoff to Bothwell, fires over to Brennan Thompson, but a rare drop. So it'll bring up 2nd down and 10 with 53 seconds to play.
I don't think he's dropped the pass this season, so yeah, a rare drop from Thompson right there. That could have gained you a good couple of yards right there with a first down marker at the 14. Could have got about 5.
2nd down and 10, same formation, 2 receivers far side. Handoff to Bothwell, up the middle between the tackles, lowers his shoulder, falls forward at the Mississippi State 11-yard line, 2 yards shy. It'll bring up 3rd down and 2 coming up. 40 seconds and rolling here in the first quarter. Dogs trying to build on the momentum after the first drive as they lead 7-3. Chapin, shotgun, looks over to his right, fires over the middle. Ball's tipped at the line of scrimmage, so it'll bring up 4th down and short, and so the Bulldogs offense will come off the field. So Levy sends out the special teams unit, and Ethan Pulliam will get set for the punt.
It's actually going to be Nathan Tice punting that. Nathan Tice. Sophomore out of New South Wales. One of the couple of Bulldogs that are not from the United States on this team.
So 4th down and 3, State brings out the punt unit. Tice, the punter for the Bulldogs. And the officials stop the clock. It appears to be a flag on the play. So delay a game from the Bulldogs special teams.
Yeah, we were late to shift. Late to shift. The upbacks were late to shift, caused a delay of game. You can't get a delay of game right there. It just can't happen. He's got Tice has his heels on the back of the end zone now. They're going to get the ball in plus territory.
Huskies sending the heat at the line of scrimmage. Tice takes the punt in a really high, bad punt off the end of the foot as that ball is hit right out of bounds around the 30-yard line. We'll await the officials' sideline spot. And that ball is going to be spot around the 27-yard line. A terrible punt for this Bulldog special teams. And you got to wonder, we haven't seen Nathan Tice yet for Mississippi State. You got to wonder what's happening with the special teams unit.
Well, you've seen him. He's had 5 punts this year, but he's not punted it as long as Ethan Pulliam has. So you wonder why you don't see Ethan Pulliam right there. I couldn't tell you. But, yeah, that's just for lack of a better term, it's a putrid punt. It's not a good punt at all.
Very poor punt. So now Josh Holston, the Huskies offense, look to build on the momentum. Holston, the shotgun, 2 receivers near side. Handoff up to Johnson. Bounces out the left side. Finally strapped down from the Bulldogs defensive lineman.
And Siobhan Wright on
tackled by Tyler Lockhart.
And Siobhan Wright on the carry right there.
That is the end of the first quarter.
And so after that, that's the end of the first quarter. State still leads 7-3, but seems the Huskies have to have the momentum here to start the second quarter with phenomenal field position after a really bad punt from Nathan Tice.
Yeah, just a slow start for Mississippi State in general. I mean, you have defensively, we've kind of been pushed around a little bit. Now, the last drive was a little bit different. I thought we did a lot better of a job after that big pass play. I thought we did a good job of kind of bearing down and making sure they didn't go any further, and they didn't. They didn't go further. They punted the ball, a really good punt, and then the flag brings it back inside the 5-yard line, and then we just can't execute on offense, get a ball tipped to the line, and then you can't execute on special teams. So we're just not executing at any level right now, I don't think, efficiently enough. I mean, you could point at a specific drive and a specific play to where it's just not good enough right now for Mississippi State. We started off really slow, and this is the first time that State's kind of started off slow, at least since the Southern Miss game.
No doubt.
Fans, at this time, turn your attention to the north end zone as
With that being said, we're going to take a quick timeout, and we will be back. It'll be 2nd and 7 coming up to start the second quarter for Northern Illinois at the Mississippi State 24-yard line. We're going to step aside, and we'll be back for the start of the second quarter. You're listening to Mississippi State football, the Bulldogs.
Get back, you flea-infested mongrel. Gonna tell myself I man no get angry. Hey, yeah. 280 cows calling them K9. Hey, but they tell me, hey man, start up the party. You put a woman in front and a man behind. I have a woman shout out, who let the dogs out? 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 Say, a doggy is nothing if he don't have a bone. Oh, doggy, hold your bone. Oh, doggy, hold it. A doggy is nothing if he don't have a bone. Oh, doggy, hold your bone. Oh, doggy, hold it. Who let the dogs out? 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 I see the dance people had a ball cause Billy Fountains get out. Get back, Gruffy, bash Gruffy, get back, you flea-infested mongrel.
Well, if I am a dog, the party is on. I gotta get my groove on, got my mind, I'm gone. Do you see the rays coming from my eye? Walking through the prison, Digimon is breaking them down. Me and my white talk, short, dealing, gassy color. Any caliber, do I think I knew that's why they call me Pitbull. Cause I'm the man of the land, with it to me, that's it.
Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out?
And we're back for the start of the second quarter. Northern Illinois back on offense after a poor punt from Nathan Tice. So excellent field position. We come back for the start of the second. A 2nd down and 7 for Josh Holston, the Huskies offense. Shotgun formation, bunched tight with Chavin on his right hip. Takes the snap, takes the handoff, looks to his left. Heavy pressure, rolling right side, fires to the end zone, and is caught for a touchdown. Northern Illinois fires back after the Mississippi State offense scores on the first possession, and now the Huskies fire back to take the lead 9-7.
Well, that's just one heck of a throw by Josh Holst right there. I mean, a heck of a throw by Josh Holst, and an even better job of just getting the foot down by Diari Rogers. Just all around a really good play. State did a good job at the defensive line kind of trying to flush him out of the pocket, and we had some guys coming after him, but he just made a really good pass. Holst did. And, State's got to wake up here. NIU plays really good on the road. They beat Notre Dame last year on the road. So, State's got to wake up, find a rhythm.
So after that, a 24-yard touchdown pass for the Huskies offense. Diari Rogers catches the 24-yard pass, and the kick is up and good. So after that, the Huskies take the lead 10-7 over the Mississippi State Bulldogs, and this crowd is silent here in Davis Wade.
Man, believe it or not, that's Holst's first passing touchdown this season. Has not thrown a passing touchdown coming into the ball game, so he throws his first right there, and it was an absolute dime into the corner or front corner of the end zone right there. But, State, like I said, just got to wake up. Got to do a better job. I mean, we just seem like we're kind of lollygagging around right now, especially defensively. You had one okay drive defensively. You made the stand, but other than that, the first drive and the third drive for Northern Illinois, not been a good look so far. NIU looks a little bit more like they look a lot more physical than State does right now. It's something that's got to get fixed.
So after that, a 2-play, 27-yard drive, thanks to the great field position from a bad punt. Northern Illinois capitalizes. Now they take the lead 10-7 over Mississippi State. Now Andrew Glass, the kicker out of Wheeling, West Virginia, the transfer from Kent State, now gets set for the kickoff. An onside kick attempt right at the 47-yard line, but The hands team from Mississippi State able to catch the ball and secure it. Cyrus Reeves on the recovery. So back-to-back possessions with great field position for both teams. So now State has the ball inside Huskies territory for the second drive of the game.
I mean, how about that call from head coach Thomas Hammond? I mean, put it all out there, man. Goodness gracious, an onside kick
It's a gutsy call, no doubt.
to start the second call. It's a gutsy call, and that should fire up the State offense, because I believe Coach Hammock thinks his defense can back up this good starting field position for Mississippi State's offense.
That's right. So Chapin takes the snap, hand off the Booth up the left side, right behind the tackle, tackled from behind by the defensive lineman after a gain of 4 yards. So it'll bring up second down and 6. Dogs offense looking to fire back after the Huskies respond with a touchdown. Bulldogs down by 3 points, 10-7. Chapin takes the snap, hand off the Booth up the right side, bounces outside between the numbers, and he'll fall down 3 yards shy of the first down marker. So another gain of 3 yards and bring up third down and 4 for Mississippi State.
Tough physical running right there by Booth. Now State on the ball quickly.
Chapin in the gun, takes the snap, hand off the Booth up the left side, bounces outside, dives forward, lowers his shoulder to the 35-yard line, but a flag on the field at the end of the play.
Probably get.
Formation on the offense for the forward backfield. That's a contact penalty from the previous stop with the replay of third down.
So a costly penalty for the Dogs after the first down gain from Devon Booth. So that'll back it up for Mississippi State offense. So a third down and 10 at the Huskies' 48-yard line.
Yeah, just shooting yourself in the foot right there. Got to be smart. You hadn't had really, I don't think you've had an illegal formation call since the Southern Miss game, where we had a bunch of those. So we had cleaned it up for the past 2 weeks, and now starting to with that sloppy attitude right now and sloppy way of playing.
Chapin in the gun, Bothwell on his left hip. 2 receivers near side, 1 far side. 13:40 to play here in the second. Bothwell motions over to the right hip. Chapin takes the snap. Bubble pass over to Brennan Thompson. Bumps out the left side. Falls out of bounds, but he's going to be 4 yards short of the first down marker. Ball was actually caught by Anthony Evans III. So it'll bring up 4th down and 6 for Mississippi State offense. Jeff Levy says, keep the offense on the field. We need to score right here.
Interesting call right here. See if maybe State tries to draw them all sides, or if we'll just snap the football.
We're down in 6. 13 minutes, 5 seconds. Chapin takes a snap all day, throws across the middle, caught by Anthony Evans III. A gain of 13 yards as he races past the first down marker. Bulldogs move the chains and off of a big third down and 10 after a costly penalty.
Yeah, great throw by Chapin. That one got on Evans quick, and that's what it should have been like. Good throw by Blake Chapin.
1st and 10, Chapin fakes the snap, looks to his right side, fires deep down the right sideline. Brennan Thompson, incomplete, but a flag on the play at the end. It'll be a pass interference. Chapin had a big target, his favorite one, Brennan Thompson, racing down the right side, but it was Jacob Finley in coverage on the pass interference.
Yeah, just nothing Finley can really do. Thompson had him beat with that speed right there, so nothing he really can do. I'd rather take the pass interference and maybe my defense can get a stop rather than just give up the score right there. So, tough to say a good penalty by Jacob Finley, but it's not necessarily a bad one. You limit a score right there and see if your defense can work.
Similar play back from Arizona State. Tried to find him on the back shoulder fade, but couldn't find him thanks to the pass interference from Jacob Finley. So 1st down and 10, Bulldogs move the chains. Ball spotted at the 19. 12:38 to play in the first. Hand off to Bothwell up the left side. Bounces outside past the 10-yard line. Down at the Huskies 7. And another 1st down and 10.
That was Xavier Gayton in the game right there, making that carry. A really good carry for him. Moves the chains. It went really physical after that play. Love to see it from the young man out of Brookhaven, Mississippi.
So Bothwell back in the game on the left hip of Chapin. 2 receivers near side, 2 far side. Chapin in the shotgun. Takes a snap. Looks over to the left. Bounces outside. Pressure coming. He's going to throw it away. Couldn't find anybody open and had some heavy pressure coming up the left side.
Yeah, State goes with kind of the same motion right there that they did with Gayton on the previous play.
In the area, second down.
But they're just letting us know there's a receiver in the area, so no intentional grounding. But State kind of goes with the same motion with the running back there. It's kind of like a reload inside zone kind of motion right there. We ran it with Xavier Gayton. Instead, we passed the ball, tried to pass the ball here, just couldn't get it going.
So second down and 7. Bulldogs at the 7-yard line. Inside the goal line. Handoff. Fix the handoff to Bothwell up the left side. Diving for the pylon. Officials marked him just a half-yard short. Chapin keeps it again once again and is down at the 1-yard line. So it'll bring up third down and 1. Bulldogs down by 3 points and trying to take the lead over the Huskies with 11:40 to play here in the second quarter. Blake Chapin in the shotgun with Bothwell on the left. Handoff to Bothwell. Fix the handoff. Dumps it off to Seydou Traore. Ball over the goal line. Touchdown, Mississippi State. The touchdown pass to Seydou Traore. And Bulldogs take the lead 13-10 over Northern Illinois.
Man, that was a scary pass right there. Looked like it might have been a RPO kind of play right there with an option to hand the football off. Chapin and pulls it. Kind of just floats it to Seydou. Great catch by him. It was a really close play there at the pylon. We're able to get over the goal line and score, take the lead right back.
So a 1-yard touchdown pass from Chapin to Seydou Traore, and the Dogs take the lead 13-10 with 11 minutes and 31 seconds to play here in the second quarter. Bulldogs responding on offense after their defense has given up some tough plays on offense for the Huskies. And the kick from Kyle Ferry is up and good. 14-10. Dogs take the lead with 11:31 to play here in the second quarter.
An 8-play, 48-yard drive, 3 minutes, 20 seconds. It's a good job by State. You get set back with the illegal formation penalty, and you have to go for it on 4th down and 6, and you're able to convert and move the chains and continue to drive the ball and push the ball down the field. It's good showing of resilience right there by that Mississippi State offense. Hopefully that can spark a little bit of something in the defense, a little bit of something in the special teams, all around, and try and get us going in the right direction here early in this ball game. Still 11 and a half minutes to play in the first half, so it's not like, there's a lot of ball game left. It'll be interesting to see how both teams adjust.
Yeah, let's take it back from the start of that drive. Thanks to Mississippi State getting the ball inside Huskies territory after the Huskies elect to try to fake a little onside kick, but Mississippi State defense recovers. And if you put Chapin in the offense already with phenomenal field position, he's going to make you pay.
Yeah, for sure. And like I said, on that 4th down play, he made a really good throw. It was actually 4th and 10, not 4th and 6. He made a really good throw to Anthony Evans, put it right on him. That's just, that's why I like Blake Chapin so much. That's why I think other people around the country and in the SEC should respect him. Just the maturity that he has, and he makes a lot of smart decisions. I don't see him make a lot of bad decisions. He makes a lot of smart decisions. He's been doing a good job carrying the football, had a carry on that drive as well, almost got in the end zone. He's just done a really good job so far of kind of leading this offense and leading the charge for Mississippi State's offense in the ball game. That was his first touchdown pass of the ball game. Now that's his 8th this year, so he's rocking and rolling in this one.
That's right.
And State 2 for 2 on 4th downs now in the ball game. Had to convert on the first scoring drive, and then they had to convert on that last scoring drive.
Yeah, well, Chapin is able to pass around a good bit. He's found a lot of different targets, but Bulldogs were able to get set up even better after a pass interference in the end zone to Brendan Thompson. But Bulldogs able to convert, and now they take the lead 14-10 over Northern Illinois with 11:31 to play here in the second quarter. And like we said, this Northern Illinois team, like we said before the game, this Huskies team it's not shocking anybody that they're coming into an atmosphere like this and competing.
Yeah, they play really well on the road. I mean, that's what Lebby said in the press conference. I mean, They work teams to death. They're making State work for it. I mean, State 2 for 5 on third downs right now, having to get to fourth down to work and try and continue drives. So they're making State work for it both on the offensive end and the defensive end.
So it'll be Marlon Hawk on for the kickoff as it's a slow dribbler down the left side, out of bounds, that it goes out at the 10-yard line.
On the kicking team, the ball will be placed at the 35-yard line, first down.
So it'll be placed at the 35 after that penalty. So 1st and 10 for the Huskies. Pretty good field position.
Yeah, this is the first game I've really seen the special teams outside of Cal Ferry kicking PATs. Other than that, really seen the special teams struggle. They haven't struggled very much this year. Just not really getting the fundamental things right. Had a penalty on that punt deep inside their own end zone, so got to get that cleaned up.
So 1st and 10 at the Huskies 35. Josh Holst in the shotgun. Rogers motioning around the left side. Handoff to Shaven Wright after he gets stuffed by Isaac Smith and a host of other Bulldogs on the defensive front. So a tackle for loss. And it brings up 2nd down and 11.
Yeah, the big two in there on the stop, Nick Mitchell and Isaac Smith on the stop, and they have been big for State this season. Mitchell with 18 tackles coming into the ball game, Isaac Smith as well with 18 tackles, so they've been crucial for State's defensive success this season.
2 leading tacklers for the Bulldogs, helping out the State defense. 2nd down and 11. Holst fires left side, darts out, and finally tackled after a gain of 2 yards from Isaac Smith. Back-to-back plays for the star-studded defensive back, Isaac Smith, out of Fulton, Mississippi.
Looks like we might have a Bulldog down, and I think that might be Brylan Lanier. Brylan Lanier kind of got caught in the crossfire right there because he held up the receiver on the far side. That was Rogers, the receiver. He kind of held him up, and then Isaac Smith just went. I mean, it was like a spear, dude. It was like a spear right to the receiver, and I think Lanier kind of got caught in the crossfire right there.
Hate to see it. With that being said, we're going to step aside, and we'll be back after this injury timeout. State leads 14-10, 10:41 to play, a 3rd down and 7 coming up for the Northern Illinois Huskies. We'll be back in just a few minutes.
Starville is the place to be. Since I was 19, you can find me maroon and white tee. Stay grinding, you're not on my team to get behind me and stay behind. You will play behind. Man, I'm in a Mississippi state of mind, and this state of mind ain't a greater time. Take a break in line and just take what's mine. It's an our state, our place, and you can see that it's written on our face. This is our break, our race, and if you ain't with it, get out of our way. Now stand up in your seat, sling a cowbell to the beat. Got 3-6 on my cheek, my boy MB gonna rest in peace. We just left the being in cowbell to the wind, and this maroon and white is blending like I'm Two-Face, Harvey Dent, and my friends up in the tent, and you know they Mississippi, and we coming for your heart. So before we start, wanna put a stint in. My state of mind is a place for these dime rhymes to mint, and if you cross a line, that's the place that they're gonna be spent in. I'm looking at the Mississippi women, and the district got me grinning. You step up in the pen, man, you probably gon' get MSU, and we about to roll, and everywhere we go, we taking control. We MSU, and when that whistle blow, you already know that we gon' show. 'Cause we MSU, and we about to roll, and everywhere we go, we taking control. We MSU, and when that whistle blow, you already know that we gon' show. 'Cause we up the Star Vegas, we got that bar, baby. And all ladies breaking hearts, they call it sharp baiting. That identity, some crisis left you lifeless like your sparks. They need to decide who you are, move side, 'cause this state is ours, baby. Star crazy coming to pound, man, we drooling. You looking like a new kid in town, you gon' get bullied. You better draw back, bruh, we on the attack.
And we're back, 3rd down and 7 After the injury timeout, Northern Illinois offense on the field at their own 38-yard line. 10:41 to play here in the first half. Josh Holst in the shotgun with Chaven Wright on his right hip. Takes a snap, handoff to Wright up the left side, bouncing outside up to the 40-yard line, but tackled by a host of Bulldogs. Kendrick Billingsley Jones there on the tackle. And a big stop and 4th down and 5 coming up for the Huskies.
Yeah, State kind of strung that one out all the way to the far side sideline, and then Bingley Jones came in there, and Jerron Manning came in there and made the hit and stuffed them. So a good job by State's defense to get off the field.
So after the big stop on defense for the Bulldogs, the Huskies special teams unit comes on. The punt at the 30 is high, deep. It's going to be let go by Anthony Evans as that ball bounces at the 10 and bounces forward to the 12-yard line. So 1st and 10 coming up for Mississippi State offense. 9:53 to play here in the second quarter.
Yeah, an unfortunate bounce for the punter there for Northern Illinois. Pretty good punt. Long, spiraling, end over end. Just a good job, though, by Anthony Evans to kind of get out of the way of that. I mean, he is an elite special teams returner, especially punt returner. Had, I believe, upwards of 90 yards returning punts last week against Alcorn State. So he's really a threat back there for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, he's been a quintessential addition to this Bulldogs special teams unit and offense. So empty set formation, jet sweep to Anthony Evans as he bounces outside the 15 to the 20, down outside, down the left sideline near sign at the 30. So a gain of 15 yards and a 1st and 10 for Mississippi State.
Just what you said, a quintessential add to both the special teams and the offense. You see it right there, a nice jet sweep. State's run that jet sweep before. They do it again for a big gain.
Hurry up offense. Evans motions over to the right side. Hand off to Devon Booth up the middle. Lowers his shoulder after a gain of 3 yards. Actually, a little bit more than that. 2nd down and 5. Ball spotted at the Mississippi State 35-yard line. Chapin in the gun. Takes the handoff. Looks over to his left. Fires deep to Jordan Mosley. Incomplete pass at the 40-yard line. Just over the head of Jordan Mosley. So 3rd down and 6 coming up for Mississippi State.
I don't know if that was maybe, I mean, it was an overthrow. I don't know if it was just simply an overthrow or if it was a little bit of miscommunication. Chapin kind of threw that more towards the inside to the field and threw it more towards the boundary and the post, and Mosley ran a post.
Booth motions out to the left side, empty set. Chapin in the gun. Takes the snap, looks to his left. Pressure coming up the middle, rolls to his right. Finds an open receiver. Backpedals is Cameron Ball, incomplete pass over his head at the 40-yard line. So 4th down and 6 for Mississippi State offense. So back-to-back incomplete passes for Chapin. Maybe some miscommunication, maybe some poor throws, a mix of both. Nonetheless, the special teams unit comes on the field with 8:59 to play in the second quarter. It'll be Ethan Pulliam, the punter, on for the Dogs. As Pulliam takes the snap, a high spiral, fair catch caught at the 15-yard line. Caught by Diari Rogers. So it'll be 1st and 10 coming up for Northern Illinois at their own 15-yard line with 8:51 to play. State leads 14-10 over the Huskies. And after that, 3 and out for the Dogs. Now the Huskies have a chance to fire back with plenty of time here in the first half.
Yeah, good punt, though, there by Ethan Pulliam, making up for the punt earlier in the ball game, but a good punt right there. So it's not easy starting field position for Northern Illinois. They'll start at their own 15. Back-to-back 3 and outs. I really didn't expect to see that in this game. And both offenses have succeeded fairly well. I figured, the momentum of the ball game would kind of carry one offense to kind of go back and forth with each other. I figured maybe we'd go back and forth with this game, but good job from both defenses getting a stop. So 2 minutes left in this media timeout. Shooting T-shirts out of the cannon over there in the student section. That cannon malfunctioned in the Arizona State game, and it never got over to where I was sitting, and I did not like it, John.
I'm telling you, everybody wants a T-shirt whenever they have the T-shirt machine flying out.
I mean, that thing's that big. You would think it wouldn't malfunction ever, but what do we do? How is it malfunctioning? Game 1, they can't get it right.
Come on now.
We got to fix the T-shirt cannon, man.
It needs to be fixed.
But 8:51 to go in the game. John, I give my thoughts all the time, so I want to hear what you're thinking about the ball game. You know, from a play-by-play standpoint. I mean, what are you thinking about the ball game so far between these two?
Yeah, I think this Mississippi State defense is just a little slow to catch up, and I think offense is here to play, but defense taking a little bit of time. Obviously, we have some injuries on both sides of the ball, but you lose that extra explosive firepower with Will Whitson after week 1, and it's just a really big loss for this team. But now you kind of wish you had somebody that would step up and make those plays for the defense, but plenty of ball left to play, maybe just a little bit slow start for both sides of the ball.
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of guys that, maybe can make an impact. I mean, I think we've got a lot more depth than maybe people realize at defensive line. I think there's a lot of guys in there that are really physical and can do a really good job. Will Whitson was a big loss, no doubt. Did a great job in the first 2 ball games of the year, and you hope Ryland Lanier is okay because he came out after that injury timeout. Looked like he had an issue with his shoulder after that big hit, so hope he's all right. Hope we can just stay healthy, but yeah, we gotta play a little bit better, and it's on both sides too. And I think it's the same way for Northern Illinois. I think both teams have been sort of inconsistent.
No doubt about it. So Josh Holst in the Huskies offense back on the field, 1st and 10 at their own 15. Holst takes a snap, takes the handoff, rolls to his left. He can't find anything. He's going to run out the left side, runs out of bounds. It appears to be at the sticks, and I think it's a first down, if I'm not mistaken. So gain of 10 yards and a first down. 8.5 to play here in the second quarter. Huskies offense looking to fire back, down by 4 points, so only a 1-possession game in this ball game. 8:21 and rolling. Holst in the pistol formation. 1 receiver near side, 1 far side. Handoff to Chaven Wright up the left side. Bounces outside the tackles. Not before he's tackled by Hunter Washington. After a gain of 6 yards, so brings up a 2nd down and 4.
That'll be more than 6. That's going to be a 9-yard carry right there. 9-yard carry. I mean, they're getting a lot of push right now. A lot of holes in that state defense right now. That offensive line for NIU doing a really good job. Be 2nd and 2, not 2nd and 1.
2nd down and 2. Josh Holst in the pistol. It'll be Johnson Jr. on his right hip. Takes a snap. Handoff to Johnson. Bounces out the left side. Finds a hole. Up past the first down marker. Gain of 4 yards. And the Huskies move the chains. Huskies 1-1 here coming into this game after they win the first game and lose to Maryland in week 2. So a big game for the Huskies if they can come on the road and beat an SEC opponent. Bulldogs looking to make their first 4-0 start since 2014, back when Dak Prescott was the starting quarterback for Mississippi State. Josh Holst in the pistol formation. Handoff to Chaven Wright, but not before he's stuffed at the line of scrimmage by the defensive front for the Bulldogs. So a big stuff. Might have gained half a yard. It'll be 2nd down and 9 coming up.
That's the push you want to see from the defensive line. Yeah, that's the exact push you want to see, the pursuit right to the football. That's what you want to see right there. Good job by the front right there for MSU. I hope we can continue to get that going. Just got to limit. I mean, the NIU's done a good job of getting pushed. We got to become the more physical team here.
14-10, State on top. of Northern Illinois. 2nd and 9. Ball spotted at the Northern Illinois 40. Deontay Anderson motions over. Play fake. Holst. Pressure up the right side. Can't find anything. He's going to tuck it and run. Slides down after a gain of a yard. To bring up 3rd down and long for the Huskies.
Yeah, he's doing a good job of like what Chapin's been doing, and that's getting out of the pocket and being able to create a little bit of something with his legs. State's guarding well in pass defense right now, which is something I think they've done really well this season. He does a good job getting out on the perimeter with his legs. State's got to figure out a way to contain him a little bit more because I don't know that we have guys that fast enough laterally to be able to get outside and tackle him.
So a big 3rd down for the Huskies. 3rd and 8. Down by 4 points. Holst takes a snap. Pressure coming up the middle. Fires to the right side. A big catch at the Mississippi State 44. And a big 1st down for the Huskies to move the chains.
That was a heck of a throw by Holst with Malik Silla coming, right in his face. He was right there and hit him as he threw, and that was just a great throw. 16-yard gain to move the chains right there. Man, it's a really good throw. He's had a couple of really good throws in this ball game already.
No doubt. So a big 15-yard pass caught by Rogers. Moves the chains now into Mississippi State territory at the Bulldogs' 43-yard line. Northern Illinois down by 4 points, a 1-possession game, and they're going to take this opportunity to call a timeout.
Interesting to see what that timeout. I wonder what that timeout was for. Maybe, I guess, trying to slow the pace of things down. Who knows?
1-possession game. Bulldogs up 14-10. 4 minutes, 44 seconds remaining here in the first half. And the Huskies are just climbing into this Bulldogs defense, trying to look for anything. Bulldogs defensive front trying to get a little bit of push, and you've seen it a few times, but on 3rd down, Josh Holston is able to convert and keep this offense on the field.
Yeah, that was their first 3rd down conversion of the ball game. They've gotten a lot of their stuff with 2nd downs, getting a lot of push with 2nd and 1st down. Haven't really had to do much on 3rd down, but they get a good pass play right there on that last 3rd down. But it's just been back and forth really with who wins at the point of attack. It's been NIU sometimes, it's been Mississippi State sometimes. If State wants to win, they got to control it right now.
So 1st down and 10, 4:44 to play in the second. Takes a snap, zips it outside to Demopoulos, but a tackle for loss, coughed up, and a fumble recovered by the Mississippi State defense.
Well, Steve, make sure that that is State's ball. It for sure was a fumble. We got to make sure it's Mississippi State football, though. Northern Illinois gets on the football.
Nonetheless, pass caught by George Demopoulos, and he immediately coughed it up after the bubble screen. And that Huskies offense able to recover. Nonetheless, a loss of 4 yards, so 2nd down and 14 coming up.
A couple of the Bulldogs were in on that. You had Jalen Smith was in on that. Javen Williams was in on that. Just thought we could get on the ball, but a good job of blowing that play up right there before it even got started, so a loss of 4. NIU calls another timeout.
This is a really big possession for both teams. If this Mississippi State defense can get a stop and score before halftime, that would really set the tone going into the second half. But NIU, they keep on responding on offense and staying in this ball game, only down by 4 points, a 1-possession game. So Mississippi State defense needs to play big and respond right here on the defensive side of the ball. With a 2nd down and 14, you had a potential chance to recover that fumble, but now you have a 2nd down and long. You can't keep up. You can't give up anything big here.
Yeah, no, you had Javen Williams, who did force that fumble, had a forced fumble last week against Alcorn State. So it's good to see him, kind of stepping in for Brylan Lanier in the defensive back spot. So good to see him make a play right there. But yeah, we need to see more plays like that. And if State's been able to do it a lot. They did it a lot last week. They've done it a couple games or a couple times in the ball game today. Just been able to kind of stop everything when it gets inside their own territory. They've been able to kind of stifle offenses.
Second down and 14, 3:55 to play. Huskies down by 4. Handoff up to right, bounces outside the tackles, up to the 35-yard line, falls out of bounds. Flag on the play. Could be a holding coming up.
Flag on the play.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a hold, and I think
On the offense, number 54. Team right now in the previous spot.
So after the second down and 14 on the coughed up fumble recovered by the NIU offense, first play back from that is a holding call after what would have been a 12-yard gain and a first down after the big 4-yard loss. So a first down turns into a second down and 24 with 3:48 to play, and that puts the ball back into Northern Illinois territory. So this Bulldogs defense needs to take advantage of the penalties.
yeah, that one was on Aiden Tweedy again. So the two penalties today for NIU are both on Aiden Tweedy.
So second down and 24, 3:45 to play here in the second quarter. It'll be Josh Holst in the shotgun with Shaven right on his left hip. He takes a snap, dumps it off to right off the left side, jukes a little bit, shimmies around, fights his way up to the 47-yard line. It'll bring up third down and long with 3 minutes and 20 seconds remaining. Still down by four points.
Yeah, juked out of Tanner Johnson's arms. A couple of Bulldogs were able to come in there and make a play. So third and very long here, 3rd and 17. They're not in no man's land yet to where they might decide to go for it, but you got to prevent them from getting into no man's land, and that's pretty much anywhere between the 45. Or inside the 45.
2:57 to play in the second quarter. Third down and 17. Holst takes a snap. Hand off the right, up the middle. Finally, shoestring tackle by a few people on the defensive front. It'll be Sean Pleasant Jr. on the tackle. 2.5 to play. 4th down and 13. And this offense is staying on the field for the Huskies.
Hey, you may see them take a delay of game here. Try and give their punter a little bit more room. Vukovic is their punter. He's looked pretty good so far. We'll see. I mean, they're lining up. Maybe they make a play, but 5 seconds on the play clock.
4th down and 13. And a delay of game, or not before the final timeout is taken from the Northern Illinois Huskies.
This will be a 30-second timeout.
So Thomas Hammock, the 6th-year head coach, takes a timeout, his final one of the half, with 2:05 to play, down one possession as State leads 14-10 over Northern Illinois.
I don't know that I exactly understand maybe taking the timeout there. I mean, they took the 2 timeouts earlier in the drive for whatever reason. It doesn't matter. But maybe just take the delay of game, save a timeout, and maybe if your defense makes a stand, a 3 and out, you can get the ball back and use one of those timeouts and try and score before the half, especially with State getting the ball after halftime. I don't know that I understand using the timeout there, but hey, that's why I'm not the head coach for Northern Illinois.
That's right.
Evans to return.
So Anthony Evans back deep to return the punt. A bobbled snap, blocked at the line of scrimmage, and finally recovered at the 40-yard line. So Mississippi State will have the ball at their own 40. So not caught at the Mississippi State, potentially the 10-yard line where Anthony Evans was set up, but recovered at the Mississippi State 40-yard line. So only about maybe a 20-yard punt, if that.
If that, yeah. And then you mentioned with Evans standing at the 10-yard line, That's about a 30, 35-yard difference of where you probably would have been at if he'd have got that punt off clean. But both special teams units have kind of struggled in this ball game, and he just kind of fumbled the snap right there. State got to it. NIU recovered it. It's obviously dead if NIU touches it.
So the punt from Danny Vuckarek is blocked by Neve Sanders and recovered at the Mississippi State 40. So State has the ball with 1:58 to play in pretty decent field position. But after that, it appears that the ball is going to be spotted at the Mississippi State 25 now.
Yeah, State had a dead ball personal foul penalty. I think it was on. I'm not exactly sure who it was on, but a dead ball. State was whoever it was blocking after the play was over. Dead ball personal foul penalty. So Mississippi State now going to start at their own 26-yard line instead of the 41-yard line. So just, mental mistakes can be a big difference in trying to make a 2-minute drive down the field. Hopefully, State with their 3 timeouts, it can take advantage of it and be okay. But you would have much rather had the ball at the 41 than the 26-yard line.
No doubt about that.
And it'll be 1st and 20. Actually, excuse me. I don't think it'll be. Will it be 1st and 25? Or is it just a 15-yard penalty after the play and then it goes back and it's 1st and 10 from the 26? It shouldn't be 1st and 25. But I think I don't think that's what it would be.
What it is.
Yeah, it should be. It's going to be 1st and 10. It should be 1st and 10 for State at the 26-yard line. Yeah, they had 1st and 25 on the board, and I'm like, that doesn't make a lot of sense.
Yeah, didn't make too much sense.
Yeah, it wasn't during the first down play, so it wouldn't make a lot of sense at all. But well, hopefully, State can string a drive together here.
Yeah.
Shapen's been good, 6 of 11. Hadn't thrown the ball that far, really. I mean, he's run the ball a lot, and State's run the ball a lot, 107 yards rushing to their 35 passing. So the Shapen has been efficient when he's thrown the ball. You see how, State's rush offense can get involved during a 2-minute drill. It'll be interesting to see the play calling here from Jeff Levy and company.
14-10, State leads over Northern Illinois. 1:58 to play here in the second quarter. Blake Shapen in the offense, back on the field at their own 26-yard line. It'll be trips right out to the far side with Fluff Bothwell on his left hip. One receiver near side. Blake Shapen in the shotgun, takes the snap, hand off to Bothwell right up the middle, lowers his shoulder, gets to around the 31-yard line in Mississippi State. Clock is rolling, 2-minute offense for Mississippi State. 2nd down and 5 coming up. Shapen takes the snap, 2nd and 5, finds a receiver deep down the left side. Jordan Mosley incomplete. The ball was over the head of one of his favorite targets. And just a few miscues, just a little bit timing mishaps for the Bulldogs offense. Shapen sitting at 50% completion percentage, 6 for 12 on the day, only 35 yards. More of a rare performance so far from Mississippi State in the first half.
Yeah, he's missed a couple of throws downfield. You usually don't see that from him.
So 3rd down and 5, Shapen in the shotgun. Bothwell on his left hip. Seydou Traore motions over to the right. Shapen takes the snap, drops back, steps up, looks to his left, can't find anything. Pressure coming. He's going to tuck it and run. Lowers his shoulder and falls down after a gain of a yard. Going to bring up 4th down and 5. 1:20 and rolling. And it appears this Bulldogs offense is staying on the field.
I think they'll probably just run the clock all the way down and call a timeout. Probably just going to try and do that. This is where it goes back to, though, with Northern Illinois taking that timeout instead of maybe taking the delay of game penalty and taking those 2 timeouts before that after they gained a couple of yards on their last offensive drive. Maybe you save one of those timeouts and you have a chance just have some more clock left on the scoreboard. but they're going to run this down to about 42 seconds, 43 seconds in timeout for the Bulldogs.
The first charge timeout of the half. This will be a 30-second timeout.
So Levy burns his first timeout. Dogs lead 14-10 over the Huskies with 43 to play in the first half. Chapin 6 for 12, a poor first half performance. Has just been unable to find any targets open, or has had open guys, just hasn't been able to connect with them. As Ethan Pulliam in the special teams unit trots back onto the field as they get set for the punt. So ball spotted at the Mississippi State 32. It'll be Rogers, the slot receiver, back deep to receive the punt at his own 25. Bulldogs special teams hurry up. Pulliam gets a snap. Clean. High spiraling punt. Caught. Fair catch at his own 15-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Huskies after the fair catch from Rogers.
Yeah, some of that struggle offensively for State stems from Northern Illinois is just a really good defensive team in general. They have been under Coach Hammock. A team has not thrown for 300 passing yards on Northern Illinois since 2022. That was Akron, 2022. So it's been really tough for teams to pass on this team. It's been tough for teams to run on this team. It's a tough physical ball club, and State's kind of felt that here in the first half.
No doubt, as this offense gets set, appears that Josh Holst will take a knee and take it to halftime. Bulldogs lead 14-10 over Northern Illinois. But it appears this Northern Illinois team is staying in this ball game, as both teams will make their way into their locker rooms for the halftime pep talk. Alongside Ty Goldman, I'm John Wesley Cochran. It's been an interesting first half, to say the least, Ty.
Yeah, it has. I mean, just a really physical game from both teams, really. I mean, and both teams have had their spurts of out-physicaling the other team. I know that's not a word, but I hope y'all get what I'm saying there. But, both teams have had those spurts of being able to do that. And, it's just been, but for Mississippi State in general, it's just been tough going. I mean, they've walked into a team that they just play tough, and that's exactly what Jeff Lebby said in the press conference on Monday at the Seal Center. It's just, this is a tough football team, a gritty football team in Northern Illinois, always a good team in the MAC, and, it'll be an interesting second half. I mean, interestingly enough, two States getting outgained right now, 170 to 148. So it's just been tough sledding for Mississippi State in any way, shape, or form. Special teams, defense, offense, you name it, it's been tough for State. So got to come out and regroup, not play as sloppy as we did. Hopefully Lebby can, pep the boys up a little bit in the locker room, and we can have a lot better of a second half.
That's right. State still leads 14-10 as they enter into halftime. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back for the halftime report with Connor Davis. Alongside Ty Goldman, I'm John Cochran. We'll be back for the halftime report. You're listening to Mississippi State football on the Bulldog Student Sports Network.
That's true, maroon, and that's through and through. On that L-I-S-S-I. Now stay from the stands with a plate and my hand full of cheese fries. S-S-I. Cause I beat me, you know that we believe. Hit the street when we're ready, check me on the Yeti, you can see that we're reppin' S-T-A-T-E till we D-I-E. Every place that we step in, so rap that in maroon and white. We're gonna rule the night, we're gonna do the fight. Song all the way down Main and I ain't gonna make it back to maroon tonight. Or wherever my head lands. Long as that golden edge still stands behind that glass, I don't have to ask. Know we at and who I am, we in that shoe. And we about to roll, and everywhere we go. So your bag's backed up against the wall, and the bandwagon's falling right off. And you're hearing all the talk about maybe you should think about what you're gonna do if it don't work out. It ain't about if it makes sense, 'cause if the boot do it don't fit. As far as I can see, there ain't no way to be somebody if you just gon' quit. So if you got a fire, don't lose it. If you gotta do or die, dream, do it. If you got something to prove, go on and prove it. Don't let nobody clip your wings. Keep your head down, keep on the blinders. Tune out the doubters and all the closed minders. If it's in your blood, falling down ain't enough to change who you were born to be. Getting back up, that's the only backup plan you need.
Life's got a lot of sticks and stones, and a blade that'll cut you to the bone. But if you're doing what you love and it kills you, well, you can live with that all day long. So if you got a fire, don't lose it. If you gotta do or die, dream, do it. If you got something to prove, go on and prove it. Don't let nobody clip your wings. Keep your head down, keep on the blinders. Tune out the doubters and all the closed minders. If it's in your blood, falling down ain't enough to change who you were born to be. Getting back up, that's the only backup plan you need.
So if you got a fire, don't lose it. If you gotta do or die, dream, do it.
If you got something to prove, go on and prove it. Don't let nobody clip your wings.
Keep your head down, keep on the blinders. Tune out the doubters and all the closed minders.
If it's in your blood, falling down ain't enough to change who you were born to be. And getting back up, that's the only backup plan you need.
Yeah, getting back up, that's the only backup plan you need. So your bag's backed up against the wall, and the bandwagon's falling right off. And you're hearing all the talk about maybe you should think about what you're gonna do if it don't work out. It ain't about if it makes sense, 'cause if the boot do it don't fit. As far as I can see, there ain't no way to be somebody if you just gon' quit. So if you got a fire, don't lose it. If you gotta do or die, dream, do it. If you got something to prove, go on and prove it. Don't let nobody clip your wings.
Starville is the place to be. Since I was 19, you can find me maroon and white tee. Stay grinding, you're not on my team to get behind me and stay behind. You will play behind. Man, I'm in a Mississippi state of mind, and this state of mind ain't a greater time. Take a break in line and just take what's mine. It's an R state, R place, and you can see that it's written on our face. This is our break, our race, and if you ain't with it, get out of our way. Now stand up in your seat, sling a cowbell to the beat. Got 3-6 on my cheek, my boy and B gonna rest in peace.
We just left the bin and cowbell to the wind, and this maroon and white is blending like I'm Two-Face. Harvey Dent and my friends up in the tent, and you know they miss a sip, and we coming for your heart. So before we start, gonna put a stint in. My state of mind is a place for these dime rhymes to mint, and if you cross the line, that's the place that they're gonna be spent in. I'm looking at the Mississippi women in the district, got me grinning. You step up in the pen, man, you probably gon' get hit.
We about to roll, and everywhere we go, we taking control. We MSU.
Vipers like your sparks, they need to decide who y'all move side, 'cause this state is ours, baby. Star crazy come in a pound, man, we drooling. You looking like a new kid in town, you gon' get bullied. You better draw back, bruh, we on the attack, bruh. We dog to war, we coming forward, you can see that it's written on the dog tag.
And we ain't listening to what you think we gon' do. 'Cause either way we coming for you. And it don't matter how we do, we gonna stay true.
'Cause that's true maroon and that's through and through.
From that F-I-S-S-I. Now stay from the stands with a plate in my hand full of cheese fries. SSI. If they beat me, you know that we believe. Hit the street when we're ready, check me eat on the Yeti, you can see that we're reppin'. S-T-A-T-E till we D-I-E. Every place that we step in, so rap that in maroon and white. We're gonna rule the night, we're gonna do the fight song all the way down Main, and I ain't gonna make it back to maroon tonight. Or wherever my head lands, long as that golden edge still stands behind that glass.
Welcome into the Bulldog Student Sports Network halftime show. I'm Ty Goldman alongside Connor Davis. Mississippi State with a 14-10 lead over Mid-American Conference. Excuse me for that, a little technical difficulties. Over 14-10 lead over Mid-American Conference foes Northern Illinois. We'll take a short break and be back. You're listening to Mississippi State football on the Bulldog Student Sports Network. Welcome back into the Bulldog Student Sports Network halftime show. Apologize for the technical difficulties there. I'm Ty Goldman alongside Connor Davis. Mississippi State is
Here we go, take two.
take two. Mississippi State is a little replicative of the first half. Mississippi State only up on Northern Illinois 14-10. It's been kind of a lackluster first half for the Bulldogs. Connor, just your overall thoughts sitting in the producer's chair. You've been able to watch the game pretty well alongside me and John and Josh over here. Just tell me what you think about the ball game so far.
I have a lot to say, Ty, but I'm going to try to keep it short and sweet because we'll take a lot of it to postgame. We don't have much time left in halftime. But I would like to say, last week when we did our postgame, we came into this game saying, look, they're going to want to pound the rock, and that they have. They've ran the ball so efficiently. That's NIU, that is. They're going about 5 yards a carry. That's what you want to see when you run the ball. If you run 5 yards a carry, you run that ball twice, you got a first down every time. Now, Johnson Jr.'s got 5 attempts for 42 yards. He's averaging 8.4 carries on the day.
They had that long 32-yard.
The really, really long 32-yard play that got him into position to score against us. We got to get better against the run. We talked about this and saying that this was going to be State's kryptonite today. But I told you I had one fear, and that fear is showing, and it's coming into fruition, Ty. What did I say last week? I said, Lebby's, I'm fearing he's going to look past this game into Tennessee, and he's trying to show not enough film for Tennessee, so he's not doing his explosive plays. We're not seeing the same offense we did the past 3 weeks, and that's a problem. That's a problem. It needs to get better offensively. And Blake Shapen's got 35 passing yards on the day. We have not seen that all season.
I will disagree with you on the premise that it's Lebby. I don't think it's any part of this coaching staff. I think it's these players have, and maybe the part on the coaching, the part that is on the coaching staff is not getting these guys ready to play well enough. But they've come out. It's not. I don't think it's been a coaching thing, at least for the play on the field. I just think it's been. They've just come out sloppy. I don't think it's a play calling thing. I think we've been fine. We've called a couple of downfield shots, and Blake has just straight up missed them.
Yeah.
Blake's just straight up missed them. So I think we've just gotten really lackluster in how we've done things, both offensively, defensively, and especially special teams, because we've made a lot of mistakes on special teams. So like I said, I don't think it's a don't think it's a play calling thing. I don't think it's anything like that. I think it's just we are not executing the way we should. I think we're calling the right plays. I think we've seen some interesting plays. A lot of the jet sweeps have really worked, and some of those have been good. But then on just fundamental stuff, and especially just getting push off the line of scrimmage on defense and offense, we've struggled with doing that. I think these guys have just come out not ready to play, maybe focused on next week, like you mentioned. But I think it's more the guys more than it's the coaching staff and what their play calls are and what all that entails.
I think it's a mix of everything, Ty. You look at a couple of those third down plays. There's one thing that I hate. Whenever you go on third down, you're trying to run down the field. Why do you throw a screen behind the line of scrimmage? You can't get down the field fast enough to get – I mean, how many 3-and-outs have we had? Let me pull up the drives for today. How many 3-and-outs have we had today, Ty? I mean, you punt on three of those drives, and I'm sure every single one of those punts was a 3-and-out drive. You have to get better offensively. You're not efficient enough offensively, and this is the problem. This is not the offense we're used to seeing these past 3 weeks, and I'm telling you, it's a mix of everything. You're saying the play calling is perfect. I disagree a little bit. A couple of them third down plays, I probably would have called a different play. I don't care for wide receiver screens trying to move down the field. It shouldn't be a 14-10 ball game, Ty, and they're beating us up and down the field. I mean, statistically, you have 170 yards for NIU and only 148 on our side. We're running the ball great. We're running the ball better than them. We have 113 yards rushing to their 84, but they're just a lot more efficient, and they came to play. We're coming to Davis Wade Stadium. It's not as packed as it was weeks prior. They're not feeling the energy. They're not receiving the energy, so they're not giving it. Something has to change. I hope Levy gives them some energy in that locker room.
Well, what's interesting is I think it was going to happen either way. I think it was either going to be our rushing offense or our passing offense that has suffered. Right now it's been our passing offense. I think, like you mentioned, our rushing offense has been good. NIU has been just a really good defense in the past, especially with head coach Thomas Hammock. I mean, they do really good against the pass. I mentioned this in the broadcast, but they haven't allowed a 300-yard passing game since the 2022 season. That's a long, long time. So, they've just done a really good job of just locking up Mississippi State. And a lot of those third down plays, too, we've had some where we've thrown the screens. I understand you don't like that, but to me, I think if it's the right play call, but the guys got to go out and execute and make blocks on the perimeter. But to me, it's more of just they're locking us up. They are locking us up, and it's really every down too. But on third downs too, they're locking us up, and Shapen's got nothing to do with it. Now the offensive line I think is doing pretty good, but Shapen's having to make plays on the run, and I just don't think he's much of a. To me, he's not more of an on-the-run guy. I think he's a pocket passer type guy. That's just my opinion. He's got a little bit of mobility that you've seen today with his 43 rushing yards. But I just think, I credit NIU for the job they've done on defense. And they have brought their guys ready to play. I mean, it's a long trip from DeKalb, Illinois to Starkville, Mississippi. It's not a usual trip for these guys. And they brought their guys ready to play. And all credit to them. I don't want to go in this halftime show without giving them credit because they've done a really, really good job. And I think State just has come out flat and not ready to play the ball game. I think, like you said, a part of that could be looking towards next week in the big game against Tennessee to open up SEC play. We just got to get it fixed. And it's on all spots, special teams, defense, offense, everything. We got to get it fixed.
Now, us personally, we've played 3 weeks of football so far, and I'm assuming NIU has as well. You said it earlier. 2 games?
2 games.
You said it earlier in the broadcast. That's the first passing touchdown they've thrown all season. And, I mean, obviously, it's only 3 games, right? I mean, there's a reason there's only 1 passing touchdown thrown. But I think it's indicative of our defense is failing when it needs to prevail. And when you're failing, when you need to prevail, when you need to make big plays, that's a problem. Blake Shapen is failing when he needs to prevail. We need to start prevailing in this second half so we can get the upper hand. It's 14-10, Ty. You got to have a bigger margin than that.
One more thing, and then we'll take a short break before the second half. You mentioned the defense and the passing, and that they've only had one. They hadn't had a touchdown coming into the game, and they threw for that touchdown there in the first quarter. What's interesting is Josh Holst, as a quarterback, has through 2 games only 91 yards as a passer this season. He's got 86 in this ball game. That's something I wasn't expecting, was for their passing game to do better by 2 yards than their rush game. I just wasn't expecting that. I thought State's pass defense would be a little bit better, and I talked about it with Levy at the Dog Talk show at Walk-Ons here in Starkville on Highway 12 during the week. I asked him, would you be more comfortable this week against a run-heavy team and loading the box and with how well your pass defense is played? And he said, I think that's kind of the goal. I think we want to come in and be able to load the box against that team, but we've got to make sure that we're clean on the back end. And what have we not been? I don't think we've been as clean on the back end as we should be, and that's something we've got to clean up before we get for this second half. And it's something that's imperative to help us win this ballgame.
I want to say something real quick. When you prepare for the run, we're getting out-coached, Ty. I'm just going to say that. I know you disagree with some of the stuff I called about the coaching. We're getting out-coached. When you come out here and prepare for the run and they're sitting here stacking passing yards on you, I mean, you said it earlier. He's 5 yards shy of what he's done in the past 2 weeks just in this game. We prepared for the run. We're not preparing for the pass. You got to prepare for the offense.
I think you're kind of right, too, with the out-coach part, just in terms of getting guys ready to play. They came in ready to play this football game. Most definitely 100% they came in ready to play this football game, and it just doesn't seem like Mississippi State's been that way. Now, this can get fixed in the span of 30 minutes here in the second half. I hope that it will, obviously, for the sake of Mississippi State football. 4-0 start would be great, the first 4-0 start since 2014, where Dak Prescott led us to a 9-0 start, number 1 in the country. We need to have everything, just kind of come together, right? And I hope that's, I hope we had I wouldn't want to been it, or I would not have want to have been in that locker room just a couple of minutes ago with Jeff Levy, because there were some words in there that I cannot repeat on the broadcast that were said. So, and that's good. We need to fire up this squad. We need to be ready to go, and hopefully we can have a better second half. And
4-0 will look good against that wideout game, though. I just want to say that.
Exactly. Now we'll keep it here. We're going to transition right into the second half. John Wesley Cochran coming back. He will be your play-by-play announcer for the rest of this ball game, and here he is. John, did you get stuck in the bathroom again this week?
It's hard not to, man. There's a lot of press people using those bathrooms. Nah, I'm playing. First, it'll be Mississippi State taking over. State leads 14-10 over Northern Illinois to start the second half. State will receive the ball for the first time in over a year and a half, so should be exciting, especially as this honestly couldn't come at a more opportune time, as that kickoff is high and deep in the left part of the end zone. So Dogs would take over 1st and 10 at the 25. Yeah, like I was saying, honestly couldn't be a better time for Mississippi State to have the ball at the start of the second half.
Yeah, be able to control the game to start off. I think that's an important thing right now. Felt like the game was just up and it really didn't feel like anybody controlled the game just because of how it was fluctuating in that first half. It doesn't feel like anyone had specific control of the ball game. State can take control right now, and if you transition that into good defense, you can keep control and really put the pressure on Northern Illinois.
So 1st and 10 at the 25, Chapin in the shotgun. Brennan Thompson, the lone receiver near side. Fluff Bothwell on his left hip. Seydou Traore motions out, trips left. Shotgun formation. Chapin takes a snap. Hands off to Bothwell, bumps out the left side. Finally roped down by a few defenders on the defensive front, but a holding call is coming up for Mississippi State.
Holding on the offense number 51. We are going to the previous spot in the replay, first down.
So a 1st and 10 turns to a 1st and 20. And Chapin and the Dogs will have a longer way to go to start the second half.
Penalty on Luke Work, 6'6", 315 sophomore. Seeing some action here in the second half. Not, like you said, not the way you want to start the second half of your State's offense.
1st and 10, handoff to Bothwell. Bumps out the right side, up to the 20, down to the 25, racing forward past the 30. Falls down at the 35 in a big 15-yard gain for Fluff Bothwell. And that's exactly what you like to see with the transfer running back.
Yeah, more than 15, about a 22-yard gain right there. Nice run from Fluff.
Hurry up offense. Chapin takes a snap, looks over the middle, can't find anything, dumps off to Bothwell at the 35, wrapped around, falls forward after a spin to the Mississippi State 42-yard line. We'll bring up 2nd down and 6. 14 minutes and rolling here in the second half. Dogs lead 14-10 over Northern Illinois. Chapin takes a snap, fires over the middle of the field, caught by Brennan Thompson at the 50-yard line. Anthony Evans III, as the Dogs continue to move the chains and convert on 2nd down and 6.
Great rhythm between Chapin and Evans right there. Northern Illinois, a mass sub on defense here, but great rhythm between the two. That's the only way that ball is going to fit in between.
Shotgun formation, takes a snap, fakes the handoff, looks left, fires deep, has an open receiver down the left sideline, caught just at the short of the goal line. A big gain. Jordan Mosley, everybody, finally finds him and connects at the Northern Illinois 2-yard line. A big gain for the Bulldogs and a perfect way to start off the possession in the second half. Blake Chapin back in the shotgun, hurry up offense. Devon Booth on his left hip, takes a snap, hand off to Booth, bounces out the right side, diving for the goal line, and it's going to be just shy. He'll have a gain of 2 yards and it'll be spotted at the half-yard line.
Yeah, Chapin finally hit on that deep ball. It was a pretty ball to Mosley. I'm just liking the fight, especially from what I'm seeing from these running backs, both Bothwell and Booth, falling forward, trying to get the extra yard. Love to see that.
14-10, State leads. Chapin takes a snap, handoff to Booth, up the middle. The 1-yard touchdown run. Devon Booth scores and Bulldogs take the lead 20-10 over Northern Illinois with 12:55 to go in the third quarter.
Great
State
drive.
leads.
Great drive from Mississippi State. I mean, you have the penalty on the first play. It feels like it's the first half again. That sets you back, and you make great plays up and down the field. Great drive from Mississippi State, John.
No doubt. A 22-yard from Fluff Bothwell, and then a 45-yard pass down the left sideline to Jordan Mosley to set it up. And the kick from Kyle Ferry is up and good. And Bulldogs take the lead 21-10. Start off perfectly. A 6-play, 75-yard drive. Takes 2 minutes and 5 seconds off the clock. Bulldogs back on top.
Yeah, just like I said, just a really good drive. You have the penalty to start the drive that makes you feel like it's the first half again, and then you have a couple of tough runs by Fluff Bothwell. You had the 24-yard run and then a couple of smaller carries, and then you have the big deep throw down the field. Chapin finally hitting a deep ball. Just feels like State starting to get into a rhythm now, at least offensively. You want to keep that going for the remainder of the second half, kind of push away from Northern Illinois, but now we get to see the defense and see what they've done and see how they've adjusted coming out after halftime.
So Bulldogs score 7 points in the first quarter, 7 points in the second, and already on the first drive of the game after they finally received the ball to start the second half. For the first time in a year and a half, they finally score on the first drive of the game of the second half. Big plays for Jeff Lebby in the Mississippi State offense. They take the lead 21-10, 12:55 to play in the third quarter. We're going to take a short timeout, and we'll be back after this break.
It's been a crazy last year, I'm trying to process still. I don't even know how I should feel. I got a couple big houses and some wish, maybe 3. And I got family members that got bigger egos than me. And I got fans around the world whenever I'm overseas. And I got friends who just pretend and say they love everything. And yes, I fell in love again, I thought that was impossible. And I promise it's too real for me to care what they think. I promise I don't give cause I know who I am. Hating on me undercover, I just won't understand. Say we're brothers, call me family, you act like a fan. 2 a.m. in Atlanta, screaming, baby, I'm back.
And we are back after Mississippi State caps off a 6-play, 75-yard drive. They take 2 minutes and 5 seconds off the clock to take the lead, 21-10, thanks to a 1-yard rushing touchdown from Devon Booth. So now Kyle Ferry and the special teams unit on for the kickoff to send it back deep to the Huskies for them to have their first drive of the second half, as the kick is sent deep to the left part of the end zone for the touchback. So Northern Illinois will take over at their own 25-yard line. And Ty, just taking a look at the first half stats for Northern Illinois, they competed with this Bulldogs team. They have 170 total yards of offense, almost exactly perfect, 86 pass yards, 84 rush yards, a perfect balanced attack.
Yeah, I talked about it too at halftime. Just the pass game was way more effective than I thought it would be coming into the ball game. So we'll look to see if they continue to try and pass the football.
So Josh Holst in the shotgun, takes a snap, fakes the handoff, rolls right, fires over to the right side, caught at the 40-yard line, finally roped down, falls out of bounds at midfield. Great catch from Rogers, and that's been his favorite target all day long. That's his 5th catch for 56 yards. He has the lone touchdown reception for the Huskies today. Ball spotted at the 49 of the Huskies. Pistol formation, Holst takes a snap, fires over the left side, caught by Johnson Jr. Has open field, cuts across up to the 40, finally falls down after he's tripped up by Nick Mitchell, but a flag on the play. It's going to be a holding call, most likely coming up from wide receiver Gary Givens.
Yeah, should be a hold on Givens. It looks like Jerron Manning is down now for Mississippi State. Yeah, it was an obvious holding call right here on the near side 40. So hope Jerron Manning is okay. We've already lost Brylan Lanier in this ball game. So you hope Jerron Manning is all right, especially, I don't want to get ahead of anything, especially this ball game here because it's close, but you got a big week next week as well, and you got conference play all throughout the rest of the year.
No doubt. And, coming into the season, a lot of, critics and fans were doubting the Mississippi State defensive backs, and through the first few games, we've had some pretty stellar performances. Lots of defensive backs rated high on the PFF. One of those being Kelly Jones. Through his first 3 games, he ranks 3rd in the SEC in coverage grade. So, you have a lot of guys like that have had some standout performances through the first 3 games. So you hate to see anybody down from injury due to that. So now it'll be 1st and 14 coming up for the Huskies. Josh Holt in the shotgun formation with 2 running backs on each hit. Takes a snap. Hand off to Poe. He can't find anything up the right side, but cuts across over to the left. Falls down after he's tackled by Isaac Smith. He falls down at his own 50-yard line. He gets back just past the line of scrimmage after the 5-yard gain. It's 2nd down and 9 coming up for Northern Illinois. So Josh Holst back in the pistol formation. It'll be Chaven Wright directly behind him. 1 receiver far side, 1 receiver near side. It'll be Applegate at tight end on the left side. Takes a snap. Hand off the right, up the left side. Lowers his shoulder, tackled by Isaac Smith. And he's going to be 4 yards shy. A flag flies all the way in from the other side of the field. It's going to be a face mask call, it appears.
Yeah, just can't have that right there. That was a tough physical run from Shaven Wright, too, but yeah, they'll count off 15 yards and a face mask.
Personal foul, face mask on the defense. 15-yard penalty will be added to the end of the run, and it carries an automatic first down.
So a costly face mask penalty for this Mississippi State defense as the Dogs score on the opening drive of the game to go up 21-10 with 11:17 to go here in the second half. But now the Huskies, who only have one touchdown in this game, they score in their first two possessions. Now in the second half, you hope that this penalty doesn't give the Huskies that much momentum. Now Josh Holst in the shotgun formation, takes a snap, looks over to his left, lobs it deep to the back part of the end zone, incomplete. He tried to find his target, Gary Givens, over to the middle of the field. And Ty, he had probably 5 yards of separation on that.
Yeah, you had to hold your breath right there because Kelly Jones, for one of the few times in this season, got beat. I mean, he got beat bad. Givens got off the ball really well on him. And, yeah, you just kind of had to hold your breath. Givens doesn't even have a catch in the ball game, and nor does he have very many this season. So a rare target to him. But, yeah, definitely beat Kelly Jones.
Josh Holst back in the pistol formation. We'll have Chavon Wright to his right hip. He takes a snap. Handoffs to Wright up the middle. He's got a big hole bursting forward up to the 20-yard line. And the sideline judge says move the chains after the big gain of 10 yards. And this offense is rolling to start the second half.
It's just the same thing as the first half. I mean, the defense, especially the defensive line, is getting pushed around. And it's becoming relatively easy for Northern Illinois to run the football at will.
So back to the pistol formation, two receivers far side. It'll be Chavon Wright directly behind Josh Holt with Poe on the right side. He hands off to Wright after he's stuffed by Isaac Smith and a host of other linebackers for Mississippi State after a gain of 4 yards. So second down and 6 coming up. 10 minutes and rolling here in the third quarter. State up 21-10 over Northern Illinois as the Huskies have the ball driving just inside the red zone of Mississippi State.
Yeah, you think we play that well, but I mean, Lanier's in there and Joseph Head's in there, and they're just getting kind of run over, right? I mean, Wright is just falling forward.
Second down and 6, 9.5 to play in the third. Handoff Holt, and he's tackled for a big loss by Kendrick Billingsley-Jones. A big tackle for loss, 4 yards behind the line of scrimmage. And third down and 10 coming up. A big stop for Mississippi State defense.
It was Red Hibbler on the stop right there. Man, I mean, he was all over that. He almost tackled both Holst and Wright in the backfield. So he was all over that. A big third down here for State, trying to force a field goal.
So third down and 10, 21-10. State leads over Northern Illinois. A big tackle for loss for the Bulldogs. Third and 10, Holst steps back in the pocket, lobs it left side, tries to find Rogers, intercepted in the back left part of the end zone by Isaac Smith. And the Bulldogs defense get a big turnover to start the second half, 21-10. Isaac Smith helps out this Bulldogs defense, and the Bulldogs take over at the Mississippi State 25.
And that's what I'm talking about with this defense standing tall in their own territory. What a fantastic pick by Isaac Smith. And he put the ball on the back of the end zone and just laid down and took a nap on it right there. That was a great celebration, even better pick. I thought we were going to get, I thought we might have got a flag thrown there. Lanier was grabbing a little bit of jersey on the route, but we got off scot-free. But it was a great pick, and State will start from their own 20-yard line after the TV timeout. But man, the celebration, everything about that, it was just a crazy play, but a great interception by Isaac Smith, his first of the year.
No doubt, and Diari Rogers has been a big playmaker for this Huskies offense, and that was the intended target on the lob pass in the left part of the end zone. But nonetheless, he throws into double coverage, and you find one of the best defensive backs, best defensive players in the country with Isaac Smith to intercept in the back left part of the end zone.
Yeah, he's just going to make plays like that. I mean, that's how he's built. You said it. He's one of the best players in all of college football, definitely one of the best defensive players in all of the SEC. He's just going to make plays like that. It was tight coverage from Riley Lanier, but, we didn't get the flag thrown. It was good enough. That's all I'm going to say. It was good enough coverage and an even better play by Isaac Smith. But like I said, and I mentioned this in the first half a lot, is we, especially last week in some drives like against Southern Miss, we in the first game of the year, they were teams would move the ball on us every now and then, right? We'd move it a little bit, gain a first down or two. This time they get into our territory, but guess what? We stand tall. That's something about this defense that I've really picked up and started to like, especially, and you think back to the biggest stop in our own territory this season when we stopped Arizona State 3 straight times and forced them to kick a field goal, went down and threw a touchdown to win the game. It's just, the defense may get run on a little bit, they may get thrown on a little bit, but when they get in their own end, they have a lot of grit to be able to fight back and either force a field goal or force a turnover like we just did there.
Exactly, and that's how you want to start a second half, especially with how the way that Northern Illinois was able to start their first 2 drives, and they equal with 10 points. But they start out the first drive of the game, they march down the field, they score a field goal. Mississippi State fires back, they respond. And then Northern Illinois, they get a great field position from the poor punt, and they're able to take advantage. So if Mississippi State gives them opportunities in great position, they're going to make you pay. But now Mississippi State, we may let up a few yards here and there, but we have the playmakers to go up and make turnovers and get big stops.
Well, right now you got to build on that confidence from your defense and from your previous drive offensively, and you got to drive right back down the field and make it a 3-score ball game. That's no ifs, ands, buts about it. It's what you got to do right now. Drive 80 yards and score.
So Mississippi State leads 21-10, 8:41 to play here in the third quarter. A first down and 10 at the Mississippi State 25 after an Isaac Smith interception. So Blake Shapen in the shotgun with Fluff Bothwell on his right hip. He takes a snap. He hands it off to Bothwell. Bumps out the right side, past the 25, up to the 30. Races out of bounds at the Mississippi State 35. In a big gain for the Bulldogs offense. And the Bulldogs move the chains. First and 10 with 8.5 to play here in the third quarter.
You see Seydou Traore sealing the edge right there. It was a fantastic block as he came in motion to the far side, sealing the edge on the near side.
Hurry up offense, play fake, Shapen looks over to the middle of the field, finds Brennan Thompson deep over the middle of the field, and on the outstretched arms of Thompson, he had him on a deep route. A similar play back in the second game of the season against Brennan Thompson. He had his man beat, but just a little bit long. And that is an incomplete pass. Second down and 10 coming up for Mississippi State.
Yeah, he beat Jacob Finley, who's been a pretty good defensive back for NIU this year, was picked preseason all Mid-American Conference. He beat him fair and square, just couldn't come up with the football.
Second down and 10. State leads 21-10. 8:12 to play in the third. Shapen takes a snap. Hand off to Bothwell up the middle. He makes a man miss, falls down, and he was upset after he thought he had a little bit more, but he falls just 2 yards shy after a gain of 8 yards. It'll be third down and 2 coming up. Handoff again to Bothwell. Tries to make a man miss, and he might have gotten a gain of 1 yard as he lowered his shoulder. And that's going to bring up a fourth down for Mississippi State. Fourth down and short, 7:40 to play in the third. Dogs trying to convert after they get an interception thanks to Isaac Smith. And now Kamario Taylor entering into the game. We've seen him in special packages back in the first game of the season. We saw him in Alcorn State last week. So now Kamario Taylor in at quarterback on fourth down and short. It'll be 4 receivers bunched up near side. Aiden Williams far side, the lone receiver. Kamario Taylor in the shotgun, takes the snap. He's going to keep it right up the middle. He dives forward, lowers his shoulder in a big gain of 4 yards to move the chains and keep the Bulldogs offense back on the field.
And you love to see that from the freshman, just violently ramming his shoulder right into the defense of Northern Illinois. Great run right there. The run game has started to really take over for Mississippi State offensively.
State leads 21-10. 6:45 to play in the third. Shapen back in at quarterback. shotgun formation with Devon Booth on his left and Fluff Bothwell on his right hip. It'll be two receivers near side. Aiden Williams far side, the lone receiver. Chapin takes a snap. Handoff to Anthony Evans. He races towards the sidelines down the left side as he's tripped up after a gain of 4 yards. It'll bring up 2nd down and 6 with 6:20 to play.
Evans was actually lined up in the backfield as a running back, one of the two in the backfield there. Just kind of shows the versatility as we have an injured Husky on the field. But just kind of shows the versatility of what State can do offensively with Anthony Evans. You line him up in the backfield right there. We've seen him do some jet sweeps in this ball game. You've seen, he lines up wide receiver, and he's great at everything he does out there. But you line him up in the backfield, let him run the football. He gained 5 yards right there. That's a really good play call.
That's right. So Mississippi State, after a gain of 5 yards from the jet sweep to Anthony Evans III, the transfer receiver from Georgia, we have an injury timeout on the field. State offense is moving and rolling 21-10 with 6:24 to play in the third. We're going to step aside, and we'll be back after this injury timeout.
Place to be since I was 19. You can find me maroon and white tee. Stay grinding, you're not on my team to get behind me and stay behind. You will play behind. Man, I'm in a Mississippi state of mind, and this state of mind ain't a greater time. Take a break in line and just take what's mine. It's an R state, R place, and you can see that it's written on our face. This is our break, our race, and if you ain't with it, get out of our way. Now stand up in your seat, sling a cowbell to the beat. Got 3-6 on my cheek, my boy and B gonna rest in peace.
We just left the being in cowbell to the wind, and this maroon and white is blending like I'm Two-Face. Harvey Dent, and my friends up in the tent, and you know they Mississippi, and we coming for your heart. So before we start, gonna put a stint in. My state of mind is a place for these dime rhymes to mint, and if you cross the line, that's the place that they're gonna be spent in. I'm looking at the Mississippi women in the district, got me grinning. You step up in the pen, man, you probably gon' get
MSU, and we about to roll, and everywhere we go, we taking control. We MSU, and when that whistle blow, you already know that we gon' show. 'Cause we MSU, and we about to roll, and everywhere we go, we taking control. We MSU, and when that whistle blow, you already know that we gon' show. 'Cause we
up the Star Vegas, we got that bar, baby. And all ladies breaking hearts, they call it Sean Baden. That identity, some crisis left you lifeless like your sparks. They need to decide who y'all move side, 'cause the state is ours, baby. Star crazy coming to pound, man, we drooling. You looking like a new kid in town, you gon' get bullied. You better draw back, bruh, we on the attack, bruh. We dog toward, we coming forward, you can see that it's written on the dog tag.
And we ain't listening to what you think we gon' do. 'Cause either way we coming for you. And it don't matter how we do, we gonna stay true.
'Cause that's true maroon and that's through and through.
from that L-I-S-S-I. Now stay from the stands with a plate in my hand full of cheese fries.
And we're back for after this timeout. 2nd down and 5 coming up from Mississippi State. The Dogs lead 21-10 over Northern Illinois. Blake Chapin back in the shotgun, bobbles the snap, handoff to Devon Booth up the left side, racing forward, up past the 40 to the 45. Flags on the field. He's finally piling up at the 30-yard line, pushed out of bounds as we wait to see what the flag is.
Holding on the offense, number 87. 10-yard penalty with the replay, 2nd down.
So a 2nd down and 5 turns into a 2nd down and 15 after Emeka Ayo has a holding call. So now Blake Chapin and the offense have to fire back after the holding penalty. So 21-10, State leads, 5:45 to play here in the third quarter. Chapin in the shotgun. Cameron Ball motions over, fakes the handoff, and pressure coming up the middle, and he takes a sack.
Shapen is sacked
So
on
a
the play.
6-yard loss turns into 3rd down and 21. And not the way that you want to start this
Alvin Gully with the tackle.
second drive for Mississippi State in the second half.
Yeah, no, not at all. Can't have the holding call there. You had a first down if you don't hold, and now you're in a hole now. Shapen just had nowhere to go.
Shapen in the shotgun. Northern Illinois setting up the heavy pressure. Fluff Bothwell on his right hip. He takes a snap. He looks to his left. Pressure coming up the middle. He's going to tuck it and run. Up past the 50, up past midfield. Diving forward for the first down at the 40-yard line. And the Bulldogs move the chains on 3rd down and 21. Blake Shapen using his legs. And the Bulldogs move the chains. So 1st down and 10 at the Northern Illinois 39-yard line. You got to love that if you're Mississippi State. Blake Shapen and the Bulldogs hurry up offense. Takes a snap. He rolls to his right. Pressure coming up. He dumps it off to Aiden Williams after a gain of 3 yards.
Shapen's pass is caught on the reception. Number 11, Aiden Williams.
Tackled by Reginald Craig.
A 3-yard gain.
And State now sets up 2nd down and 8.
Tackled by Erweiler.
You go back to that run from Shapen. I mean, you talked about NIU bringing the pressure. They just kind of lost their rush lane integrity right there. It's a great run from Blake Shapen.
Hurry up offense, 2nd down and 8. Hand up right up the right side. Fluff Bothwell lowers his shoulder, and he fights his way for a gain of 6 yards. He's a yard just shy of the 1st down marker to bring up 3rd down and 1.
Tackled by Dixon.
Shapen in the gun. Takes a snap. Hand off to Bothwell again up the left side, right to the middle. He's got some room. And moored. Up past the 20, down to the 15. Bulldogs convert on 3rd down and short. And Bulldogs now inside the red zone. 21-10, Bulldogs lead over Northern Illinois. 3:23 and rolling here in the 3rd quarter. Blake Shapen trying to punch it in the end zone after he converts on a big 3rd down and 21. Bulldogs hurry up to the line of scrimmage. Empty set. Shapen takes a snap. Jet sweep over to Anthony Evans III, but he gets wrapped up behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of 1 yard. He's tackled by Jacob Finley, the cornerback over on the left far side.
By Hensley. Loss of
2nd down and 11. 2:50 to play in the 3rd quarter. Bulldogs have been able to hold on to this ball for a good bit of this quarter. He takes a snap, takes the handoff to Booth, looks over to the middle of the field, heavy pressure, and he's sacked in the backfield. A big loss for Mississippi State,
Shapen is sacked on the play.
and a 3rd down and very long coming up as the ball spotted at the Mississippi State 25.
Yeah, he tried to evade it. He just ran out of time. 2 sacks now for NIU on this drive. Hopefully for them, State doesn't convert again. But, we'll see what State calls here. Most likely a pass play.
3rd and 19, trips right, near side. One receiver far side, Jordan Mosley alone. One-on-one coverage. Blake Shapen takes a snap. Hand off to Devon Booth. He stutter steps up to the 15, to the 10. Racing forward at the 5-yard line, but a flag on the end of the play. And it might be a holding call coming up for Mississippi State.
That's, I think, on number 51, Luke Work. That's his 2nd of the ball game, and that's pretty frustrating right there. I mean, that was a great run. It would have been 4th and a yard. State might have gone for it right there. It's the 2nd on Luke Work today, getting more work in this ball game, and it's just really frustrating right there.
So ball was at the Northern Illinois 25-yard line. That backs it up. The 10-yard penalty to the Huskies 35. State leads 21-10. Had an opportunity at a 4th down and short, but now in this drive it's a very long 3rd down and 29. Hand out to Bothwell up the middle. Not before he's tackled
Bothwell
by Quinn Erweiler. And that's going to bring up 4th down and long.
A gain of 5 yards.
And Kyle Ferry trots onto the field to try to attempt this long field goal. But we have seen some serious success as Kyle Ferry, back in the first game of the season, drills a 55-yard field goal to set the school record. So you ought to think he's got the leg here. As Kyle Ferry sets up, the kick is low and up and good. Kyle Ferry drills it. And the Bulldogs continue to lead 24-10. Bulldogs go up by 2 touchdowns. And you have to respect the field goal, 48 yards. Kyle Ferry has definitely improved over the years, and that sets up a really good position for Bulldogs as they continue to play the second half. They cap off a 15-play, 50-yard drive. They score 3 points, but more importantly, they take off nearly 8 minutes here in the third quarter.
Yeah, really, really chewed up the clock there. Opposite of what they did last week, which was, score really quickly. They've been taking really long drives. It works out. You get 3 points. You hate the penalties that kill the drive right there. That's obviously not what you want to see, especially in week 4 in a game you should be pretty focused in, so you don't like to see that. But a great kick, though, from Kyle Ferry, now 3 for 3 on the year. And like you said, John, yeah, he has really improved as he's gotten older here in his career at Mississippi State.
Now Marlon Hawk comes on for the kickoff. It's high and deep and catches the end zone just past the goal line. So a touchback, and the Huskies will take over at their own 25. So Mississippi State, they score on their opening drive of the second half. They get a big interception from Isaac Smith in the back left part of the end zone, and then they take over at their own 25, and they march down the field. They take off nearly 8 minutes, and they come away with 3 points. So they lead 24-10 with 54 seconds remaining here in the third quarter as Josh Holst and the Huskies offense come back onto the field. Holst in the shotgun. First down and 10, handoff right up the middle. He's tackled right after a gain of 3 yards. He lowers his shoulder. Telly Johnson Jr. After the gain of 4, brings up second down and 6. 35 seconds in rolling. 26 seconds on the play clock. Around a 7-second differential between the game clock and the play clock. Second down and 6. Huskies down by 14. Holst takes a snap, rolls over to his right, fires, connects with his tight end over on the right side with George Demopoulos. Falls out of bounds at the Huskies' 40-yard line, and that play will take us to the end of the third quarter. So first and 10, but a flag on the end of the play.
Didn't quite see what the flag could be. Good play, though, by Northern Illinois to gain the first down there. Just kind of found a spot in the zone. We'll see what the flag is here.
After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct on the defense number 21, shoved to the face. That's the first unsportsmanlike conduct foul for number 21. The 15-yard penalty will be added to the dead ball spot and carries an automatic first down.
So an unsportsmanlike conduct on the end of that play. So after the ball was spotted at the 40-yard line, the 15-yard penalty takes us into Mississippi State territory at the Mississippi State 45-yard line. And that'll take us to the end of the third quarter. We'll start out the fourth. State leads 24-10 over NIU. We'll take a quick timeout, and we'll be back for the start of the fourth quarter.
it was nice, the party was pumping.
Hey, yeah. B.I.O.
And everybody having a ball.
Hey, hey. B.I.O.
Until the fellas started name calling.
B.I.O.
And the girls respond to the call. I hear a woman shout out.
Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out?
I see the dance people had a ball cause Billy Fountains get out. Get back, Gruffy, bash Gruffy, get back, you flea infested mongrel. Gonna tell myself I man no get angry.
Hey, yeah. B.I.O.
280 cows calling them K9. Hey!
B.I.O.
But they tell me, hey man, it's part of the party.
B.I.O.
You put a woman in front and a man behind. I hear a woman shout out.
Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out?
Say, a doggy is nothing if he don't have a bone.
Oh, doggy, hold your bone. Oh, doggy, hold it.
A doggy is nothing if he don't have a bone.
Oh, doggy, hold your bone. Oh, doggy, hold it.
Started off as an attraction, now it's turning to attachment. Overseas, we relaxing. I ain't think about the past tense. Now everybody wanna say, all of a sudden y'all believed in me. All of a sudden you want a favor now. All of a sudden you want to be with me. All of a sudden y'all always knew. But I remember you ain't see it in me. And yes, I know I'm blessed, but sometimes I wish I could go back to the way it used to be. Just so I could feel what I've been missing. You could have it all, you say, but there's still something. It's not the same about you.
And we are back for the start of the fourth quarter. Josh Holst in the shotgun. 3 receivers, trips out to the left, far side. He takes the snap. He hands off the right up the middle, but he's stuffed by a host of defensive linemen. It'll be Deontay Anderson on the initial stop. And the Bulldogs get a big tackle for loss to start out this fourth quarter.
Yeah, Deontay did a really good job stuffing that play from the get-go, and a couple other Bulldogs came on. He's just, to me, he's a nasty defensive end. I love watching him play, so really good job by him.
6'4", 285 sophomore out of Jackson. He's a big defensive lineman. Now Josh Holst back in the pistol. 2 receivers off to his left. Now Josh Holst fires over the middle, incomplete at the 45 of Mississippi State territory. And a big 3rd down and long coming up for Northern Illinois as they are desperate for points and looking for anything to start out strong in the second half, as they just haven't had enough time.
Yeah, this is huge. This is huge right here. You got to think, too, even if they gain some yards here to get it inside the 45, you got to think this is 4-down territory here for them.
Absolutely.
Not much time left and down 2 scores.
So 3rd down and 11. 2 receivers far side. Rogers motions over to the right. Holst takes a snap. Hand off the right, up the right side. Bounces out, finds a hole, tackled by defensive back Jet Jefferson, the 6'1", 190-pound junior. Gets a big tackle after a gain of 5 yards, so 4th down and 5 coming up with 13:55 and rolling in the fourth. Northern Illinois down by 2 touchdowns and looking for any sign of hope. Bulldogs can get a stop right here. It could set the tone for the rest of the game. Josh Holst in the shotgun, trips left, takes a snap, looks left, fires, tipped, caught at the sticks. We'll see where the spot is.
The pass from Holst is caught by Rogers.
As we wait what the officials say, I don't know, Ty. It looks really, really close.
He spotted it short. The ball is spotted short. And by short, I mean about a foot short. And Mississippi State is coming off the sideline celebrating. But the ball is spotted short. I thought he got it from here. I don't know about you, but I thought he got it.
From this angle, it looked like he had got the first down, but the sideline judge says that it was just short. I mean, I'm looking at this from all the way across the field, and I can see plenty of room that is not a first down just from the apparent spot of where the football is.
Yeah, I mean, he's marked about a foot and a half short. They're taking we're in a TV timeout right now, and their head referee just told us it's going to be under review, so we'll see on the Jumbotron here, hopefully. But I don't know, that was a very close play. I thought it was pretty tight coverage, and, you know, it was Diari Rogers again making another play and making that catch. It was pretty tight coverage by Brylan Lanier, who's come back into the ball game after being hurt. He came back in to start the second half. But, yeah, tight coverage, great catch, really good throw. I just think it is really close. And what matters is the spot on the field and the original call. The spot is that he was short. So we'll just have to see.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And the officials will have about 2 minutes to look this over as we await a big play coming up, because whatever this decision is would definitely set the tone, especially with 13 minutes left here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, not only, you know, State getting the ball back, but you also have really good field position too. I mean, you have really good field position here with the ball at the 35-yard line. So it'll be interesting to see. It'll be interesting to see what the call is. They're still looking at it over there on the monitor. But yeah, for both State getting the ball back and turning NIU over, and also it'll be really good field position for State, maybe to take some time off the clock and you know, start a drive.
No doubt.
Extend that lead.
A turnover here would definitely be big, as we know in just college football in general, that 2 touchdowns is very attainable within a small margin of time. But you have to think that the way Mississippi State controlled the game to start the second half, that they would try to do the exact same thing and try to chew that clock and just eat up the rest of the amount of time that Mississippi State has.
Call, I believe, is upheld, John. So it's going to be Mississippi State football.
That's exactly what you want to hear, Time. 1st and 10, Bulldogs going the other direction. Blake Shapen in the offense has started off slow, but they've totaled out to just over 300 yards. Not much of production on the passing attack, only 98 passing yards, but they've had to rely on their legs. And the more, I guess, questionable part is we've had to rely on Blake Shapen's legs tonight with his 10 attempts for 51 yards. So Shapen back in the shotgun. Bothwell on his left hip. He takes a snap, hands off to Bothwell, lowers his shoulder, tries to fight past the line of scrimmage. Sideline judge will give him 1 yard, so 2nd down and 9 coming up. 3:15 to play in the fourth quarter. Dogs up by 2 scores, 24-10. Mississippi State on their own 37. Shapen empty set, 3 receivers near side, 2 far side. He takes a snap, steps back, looks up, rolls out to his right, pressure coming, and he throws it down the sideline, out of bounds. Incomplete pass.
Shapen's pass is thrown away.
So 3rd down and 9, due up for the Dogs.
You got to preserve this drive here. I mean, you can't just go 3 and out. I mean, what kind of message does that send to your defense who just made a big stop? I mean, you can't go 3 and out after a stop like that. You got to preserve the drive here, drive at least a little bit down the field to be able to maybe to flip the field.
1st down marker just short of midfield. You got to think they might be in 4-down territory to keep this drive going. 3rd down and 9, 24-10 State. Shapen takes a snap, steps back, pressure coming, lobs it deep. Has Anthony Evans down the sideline, caught at the 20, 10, falls down at the 5-yard line. And Mississippi State takes a big pass to convert on 3rd down and 9. Anthony Evans, a big catch, and that sets up Mississippi State inside the goal line.
Got an injured Husky down on the field, but I'm not going to talk about that. I feel he just fell down too. That wasn't even an injury; he just fell down. That's one of them fake injuries right there. We're trying to get out of the ball game, but I'm not going to talk about that. How about that throw, John? I mean, he's got pressure in his face, falling back, and he floats back, makes a great throw, and one heck of a catch from Anthony Evans. It's not easy to judge a ball coming over your shoulder like that, and he did, and that was a really great catch. The ball now at the 6-yard line, and it just flipped the field just like that. A score would really put it on NIU and would really, State could harness the momentum right here with a score.
We saw a similar play back in the first half where Blake Shapen lobs it down the left sideline to Jordan Mosley. But you have a receiver who's athletic like him, but doesn't have the speed as Anthony Evans III. And when you have guys like Evans and Thompson, guys that can go out and make that play and make that catch, that's why we have them on this team, and that's why he makes big-time plays like that to set up Mississippi State inside the goal line, inside the red zone.
Yeah, I mean, Evans, last week had a really good week. 4 catches for 66 yards and a touchdown. I believe he had 10 catches against Arizona State and had a touchdown. And it's nothing else. He's 4 for 80 right now. 4 catches for 80 yards. Could have almost had a touchdown right there. He has been incredibly productive. And you knew coming into the season, everybody was saying in that coaching staff that he's going to kind of be a threat, right? He was really explosive as a punt returner at Georgia when he got opportunities. Everybody was really raving about his athleticism, and you see it on display right there. Obviously a great throw by Shapen, but just a great catch up with the football for Anthony Evans and to catch it over your shoulder. I mean, it's very impressive. But and the ways that we've used him tonight, not just even in the pass game, but even using him in the rush game. He's got 21 yards rushing tonight, too. So it's been just really fun to see him shine once again.
No doubt. And we take a look at some of Blake Shapen's big passing plays tonight. Shapen only has 158 yards passing tonight. And a large majority of those yards come from big plays that he made with Anthony Evans. So that just speaks volumes to the type of speed that we have and the type of explosive plays. 80 yards already, only 4 touches tonight. 57 on that one particular play right there. So, when you have guys that can go out and catch a ball, go out and get it, that's why we have him on this team.
And you're right with a lot of the yards that he has been that Shapen has tonight are from the 2 big explosive plays, the 57-yard pass just now to Anthony Evans, and then the 45-yarder to Jordan Mosley early in the second half on that first drive. So a lot of it has been on chunk plays. We just hadn't had much success, but we're getting what we can. And what's great about that is the run game is really supporting that as well.
So after a 57-yard pass to Anthony Evans III, Blake Shapen and the offense sit at the 6-yard line of Northern Illinois. Dogs lead 24-10 with 12:42 to play here in the fourth quarter. So 1st and 6 with 12:10 and rolling in the fourth. 15 seconds on the play clock as the Dogs offense are preparing to break. So they hurry up to the line of scrimmage. Empty set. Blake Shapen. Anthony Evans jet sweep. No, Shapen keeps it himself up the middle, but he's tackled right at the line of scrimmage and thrown down by a big defensive lineman.
Yeah, he was hit hard right there. I believe that was
looked like Roy Williams, 97.
Yeah, Roy, you're right. Yeah.
On the stop. Loss of a yard.
I think Erweiler was in there too. So yeah, they hit him pretty hard. They ran that jet sweep again, just Shapen decided to keep it.
So 2nd down and 7. Blake Shapen in the shotgun. Devon Booth on his right hip. Evans motions over. Hand off to Booth. Up the left side. Bounce out. 10-5. Touchdown. Devon Booth. And Bulldogs continue to lead. Devon Booth, a 6-yard touchdown run. Outside the tackles, up to the left side. And Bulldogs take the lead, 30-10 in the fourth quarter. with 11 minutes and 18 seconds left to go.
Yeah, State's left side did a really good job of sealing the edge right there. And then you see Seydou Traore get outside as a lead blocker and help Devon Booth. He didn't have to worry about anything. He just strolled onto the end zone, didn't even get touched. And Mississippi State goes up now 3 scores, 3 touchdowns with the PAT pending.
Kyle Ferry gets set. It's up. And it's good. 31-10. Bulldogs cap off a 5-play, 64-yard drive. They take off 2 minutes and 10 seconds. All thanks to a big 57-yard pass to the star receiver, Anthony Evans III. Mississippi State building off of each big play and building off of these drives. And there hasn't been many opportunities that Mississippi State has been inside the red zone and hasn't been able to convert with a touchdown.
Yeah, State has done a good job, at least this quarter or this half. I think they've done a better job of being able to sustain drives a little bit. Now you had, the penalty issue on the other drive where we had to kick the field goal. We were at least able to get down there. The penalties kill it. But we've done, I think, a better job collectively this half of sustaining drives than we did in the first half, and that's been important in growing our lead, and the defense has played better. I can't not credit the defense. No points allowed in this second half of the Bulldog defense, so they've played a lot better, and it's helped propel State to a 21-point lead.
So Marlon Hawk gets set. He kicks it deep to the back part of the end zone for the touchback. 31-10. State leads over NIU. 11:18 to play in the fourth quarter. And this Bulldogs defense, especially in the second half, have been a different unit.
Yes, they have. They've had a couple of instances where they've struggled a little bit. NIU's been able to push the ball down the field a little bit, both through the air and on the ground. But I think, when times have gotten tough, it's when State's been able to bear down and make stops, especially like that pick that State made in the back of the end zone earlier. So we'll see if State can continue that success on this drive.
So 1st and 10, Holst takes a snap, handoff to Poe up the left side, but has a hole up past the 35 to the 40, just shy of the 40 rather. Ball spotted at the 39 and a big first down, and the chains move for NIU.
See, that's the type of plays that worry you right there. That's the type of plays that worry you, especially when we get into SEC play. Those big holes on rush plays, that worries me a little bit. Let's see how State can adjust and fix what they just did.
1st and 10 at the 39. 10:45 and rolling in the fourth. Pistol formation. Holst takes the snap, takes the handoff, looks to the left. He's going to launch it deep down the left sideline. Big coverage. Incomplete at the 20-yard line. He tried to find a streaking receiver. It looked like it was Applegate down the left side. Incomplete pass. So 2nd down and 10 with 10:32 to play in the fourth. State still leads 31-10.
Yeah, it was, I believe, Kelly Jones in coverage down that side, or was that Bradley Lanier in coverage? Either way, it was really close coverage, and they did a really good job.
Looked like Kelly Jones to me. 2nd down and 10. Holst takes the snap, fakes the handoff, dumps it over to the right side, up to the 40, falls down at the 44-yard line. He finds his running back, Telly Johnson Jr., on the catch. So he dumps it off for an easy gain of 4 yards. And a 3rd down and 6 due up for NIU. State defense looking to get them off the field. 10 minutes left to play. There's a lot of fans have filed out, but the cowbells are still ringing tonight. State defense bringing a few new faces as the officials hold for substitutions. And a timeout is going to be taken by NIU.
Smart on Mississippi State right there to sub. Northern Illinois already subbed, so State is able to have time to be able to sub. That's why the referee was standing right in front of the ball, so it couldn't be snapped. So smart job of Mississippi State right there. NIU has to burn a timeout.
So NIU takes a timeout. 9:43 to play here in the fourth quarter. Mississippi State has been able to tack on a total of 17 points in the second half, and their defense has held NIU to 0 points in the second half so far.
Yeah, I mean, collectively, State has played a lot better of a half. I won't say it's been a really, really good half. It's not the half that you would want. I think there's a lot of things that you come out of this ball game but this half wanting more of. But I think you can be proud that you played a lot better than you did in the first half, and you at least showed a little bit more fight than I think you did in the first half. It just looked like, and I discussed this with Connor on the halftime show, it just felt like we were sleepwalking through that first half, John. I don't know about you, but that's just what I thought from just watching up here. I just felt like we were kind of sleepwalking. Maybe you're looking forward to next week when we play Tennessee. I don't know. It just looked really and I haven't seen that this year, and that's why it just caught me off guard. I mean, the first half against Southern Miss, you can kind of blame that on it being the first half of the season. But this, I just expected a little bit more from State offensive on all sides of the football, and we just started out slow, but we've kind of hit our groove and hit our stride now.
No doubt, and I think you have some other factors that come into the game. Obviously, you start out 90 degrees and sunny, excruciatingly hot, and now it's kind of cooled off, low to mid 80s, and now you've kind of settled in on offense, on defense. Things are kind of starting to go in the right trend in the right direction.
Yeah, you've done a lot better too on special teams now. I mean, we've looked a lot cleaner. Kyle Ferry was clean in general. 20 for 20 now on PATs this season, and 3 for 3 on field goals this season. So he's been really good for the Bulldogs. Marlon Hawk's been better on kickoffs this half. He had that one kickoff in the first half and went out of bounds. He's been better all touchbacks this half. So, that end of that side of the football has been cleaned up. And then, we've been talking about the defense and offense. It's played a little bit better. You want more things out of the team in general, but we played better and done what we had to do to be able to, have a lead like this late in the ball game.
Exactly that. State leads 31-10 over NIU. 3rd down and 6 coming up for the Huskies. 9:43 to play. Ball is spotted at the Huskies' 43-yard line. A big play coming up for this offense as they try to convert and keep their hopes alive in the second half. First play, darts across, incomplete, deflected off of the helmet of Hunter Washington. He tried to find his favorite target of tonight, Rogers. But an incomplete pass and a 4th down and 6 coming up. Obviously, this offense is going to stay on the field with such limited time to play in this game.
Yeah, that ball just got away from Holtz. One of the few mistakes you've seen him make tonight, throw the football. See if State maybe brings the pressure. Looks like they're showing an aggressive blitz here. We'll see if State backs out or goes with it.
Holst in the shotgun. State sends 6 right up the middle. Pressure up the middle. Tip pass incomplete. Thanks to the heavy pressure from the Bulldogs defensive front. And a turnover on downs, and the Dogs take over inside NIU territory with 9:33 to play in the fourth quarter. State still leads 31-10.
Yeah, I like the decision to bring pressure there. I think I've seen that more from Coleman Hutzler this game. Is he's just been a lot more aggressive, I feel like, this game, and bringing pressure in 3rd down and 4th down situations. We played pretty good pass defense there, and there was really no chance for the ball to get there because Holst was hit right as he threw the football, so it was well short of his intended receiver. So,
yeah,
I like the decision to bring pressure there. Let's see if State can run some clock here and score again.
State looking to go 4-0 for the first time since 2014. And to close out this game here in the second half could do it. Chapin takes the snap, hand off to Bothwell. Up the right side, he's lowers his shoulder and tries to fight for a few more after a gain of a yard or two. We'll bring up 2nd down and 8. 9:22 and rolling.
I can't do anything but speak highly of how Fluff Bothwell has played. for these past 2 weeks. Didn't get as much action the first 2 weeks. Had 12 carries for 91 yards last week, 14 carries for 93 this week. I mean, he's been really good. When he's wearing that maroon and white 24, you know how he runs? Who he reminds me of? He reminds me a lot of a former Bulldog, Anthony Dixon.
Oh,
How hard he runs.
Love it. 2nd down and 8. Bulldogs in NIU territory. Handoff up the left side. In between the tackles is Fluff Bothwell. He fights to the 41-yard line. 39, rather. And brings up a 3rd down and 6 for Mississippi State with 8.5 to play in the 4th quarter. State still leads 31-10, but trying to close out this game and chew as much clock as possible.
See if State can convert a 3rd down here. Only 5 for 12 on the ball game today. Not a really impressive clip.
Shotgun formation, 1 receiver near side. He takes the snap, hands off to Bothwell up the middle, lowers his shoulder and fights to the 36-yard line. And a timeout will be taken by NIU as they try to preserve as much time as possible. So a timeout by the Huskies. 8:04 on the clock. Correction, 8:05 now. State leads by 3 touchdowns. And a 4th down conversion here could definitely do it, but it looks like Kyle Ferry's warming up, so we might see him trying out back on the field.
I was about to say that. I mean, you trust him right here. This would be a... Oh, man. Break the news to us, John. Lightning in the area.
Well.
Again, lightning has been detected within 10 miles of Davis Wade Stadium.
I mean, you got 8:05 left in the ball game, and lightning hits us. What are we doing? Come on, man.
Was not expecting that.
No, I don't think anybody in the stadium was. And that's, what, a 30-minute delay now?
I believe so. But it appears the offense is still on the field.
Hey, man, let's play ball. I mean,
it looks like both of these teams just want to stay on the field.
I know. I mean, it's so late in the ball game, it's hard to just. I mean, goodness gracious. I mean, it's hard to just come back out. Oh, we're going to keep playing.
They said we're going to keep playing.
Let's hope we don't regret that. let's just hope we don't regret that. But
from our point of view, it looks like a perfect day in Starkville, Mississippi.
You're exactly right.
Beautiful skies, 85 and nice and cool. Chapin takes a snap, looks to his right, fires to Fluff Bothwell, caught at the sticks and converts on the 1st down. Ball spotted at the NIU 31.5-yard line. The 4-yard pass to Bothwell gets him up past the sticks and able to convert and move the chains. So after what we thought was a 30-minute delay of play to lightning in the area, we continue to move here on this drive with 7.5 to play in the 4th quarter. Dogs offense still on the field, up by 3 touchdowns. Chapin in the shotgun. Bothwell on his right hip. Takes a snap, handoff to Bothwell. He bounces out to the left side to the 40. Muscles his way to the 32. So 2nd down and around 6 or 7 coming up. 7 minutes and 3 seconds left here in the 4th quarter. State leads by 3 touchdowns over NIU.
State just taking their time here, taking their time.
Bulldogs offense has been able to chew a lot of clock here in the 2nd half. They took off nearly 8 minutes in their first possession of the 3rd quarter, and now trying to do the same here in the 4th. Chapin takes a snap. Handoff to Gayton. He bounces off the right side to the 25, to the 20. Races down at the 18-yard line for a 1st down. 6.5 to play here in the 4th quarter. Bulldogs chewing as much clock as possible.
Just love the way he runs. Such a young back, redshirt freshman, I believe. Only played like 1 or 2 games last year for State. Had a big run for the Bulldogs, a big running touchdown last year. But just love the way he runs. He is a really fun back to be excited about if you're a Mississippi State Bulldog.
So 6 minutes left here in the fourth quarter, 10 minutes on the play clock. Bulldogs offense trying to chew as much clock as possible. They hurry up to the line of scrimmage. Chapin takes a snap, but a flag flies on, and it appears the officials called a false start on the offense, not a delay of game, as we were pretty close to a delay of game. So they move that. That's a false start on the offense, and they back it up 5 yards. So first down and 15, game clock still moving.
Yeah, just took a little bit too much time trying to run as much clock off as we could, but good that the clock's still running here. We can run it down some more.
First and 15 at the 23. Gayton on the flanked off to the left hip of Chapin. He takes a snap, hands off to Gayton. He bounces out the right side to the 20, to the 15, 10, diving forward to the goal line. Touchdown, Xavier Gayton. Bulldogs take the lead, 37-10 over NIU.
I told you he's a fun young back to be excited about. How about that run? Now we got...
Well, it appears it was just shy of the goal line, but you have to respect the effort from Xavier Gayton.
Oh, they're going to review it.
He wanted it. He wanted it bad.
Oh, yeah. Well, they're going to review it now, and this just gives more time for Lightning to strike within 8 miles. That's always fun.
You can sense some frustration on the sideline from Jeff Levy.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, he looked pretty frustrated about that. But even if it's a touchdown or not, I mean, just a fantastic run. He's got some speed now. I mean, he's got some real burst. If he hits the hole, he can move, and it looks like his knee is down, John.
Yeah, you can definitely see the ball, trying to lunge for the goal line, and that ball is, his knee is down obviously, but you can see that it is about a half a foot short of the goal line.
Well, the good thing about this is the clock will start on the ready, so you'll get to run some more clock, and it looks like you're probably going to be able to score here from the half-yard line.
Yeah. So first and goal at the half-yard line. State leads 31-10 over NIU. 4:55 and rolling here in the fourth quarter. State leads by 3 touchdowns and looking to punch in one more to seal the deal over NIU. 10 seconds on the play clock. This offense trying to chew as much time as possible. They hurry up to the line of scrimmage. Chapin in the gun. Hand off to Gayton. He punches it up the middle of the offensive line, dives for the goal line, and punches it in the end zone for a touchdown to take the lead. 37-10 over the Northern Illinois Huskies. And you have to love it from the young running back of Xavier Gayton.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, glad Coach Levy kept him in the ball game, let him run that one right up the gut and score for Mississippi State. Just a really fantastic run to get him down there, and then a good hard-nosed run to cap off the drive with 6.
And the kick from Kyle Ferry is up and true. And Bulldogs add another touchdown to make it a 38-10 ball game with 4.5 to play in the fourth quarter. Bulldogs cap off an 8-play, 43-yard drive. They eliminate 5 minutes off the game clock. And with the extra point, that makes it 38-10. Ty, Mississippi State started off really slow in this game. And you can see that throughout the entire game, they've just progressed and progressed. They only scored 14 points in the first half, but they've exploded. They already have 14 points in the fourth quarter, but the second half alone has been domination.
Yeah, 24 points in the second half by itself. That's 10 more than what we had in the first half. Yeah, we've started to wear them down, and that's what we should be doing. And like I said at halftime, all credit to Northern Illinois. They came out and they gave State a fight and made State earn every little bit of it. But State has just found a way to win and found a way to push further out and extend this lead.
Ethan Pulliam kicks it deep.
The kickoff will be taken.
A line drive to the back of the end zone for a touchback. So first down and 10 at the 25.
I looked at it, man. I had all else on. I took it back to the teacher, told her to throw some D's on.
First down and 10 at the 25. Northern Illinois down by 28 points to the Bulldogs. So Josh Holtz will take over. Holtz in the gun, takes a snap. He drops back in the pocket. He surveys over the middle, connects with Rogers, and he's tackled at the 31-yard line. But a flag at the end of the play, and it looks like a holding call might be coming up. It'll be Izzy Ozo on the holding call. That backs him up 10 more yards. It'll replay first down for 1st and 20.
Yeah, that one was pretty obvious right there. Easy call for the officials. Hopefully State can capitalize here with NIU kind of shooting themselves in the foot. Don't let them gain 25 yards here.
So 1st and 20 with 4 minutes left to play. Holst in the pocket. He launches it deep. Incomplete, well over the head of his intended target. He tried to find his receiver. Appeared to be Kenji Lewis. So an incomplete pass brings up 2nd down and 20.
Yeah, that one they both not in communication with each other, just threw it way over his head. So easy for State.
2nd down and 20, 38-10 over NIU. Holst takes a snap, fires left side, right at the sideline, falls out of bounds. Here he was pushed out of bounds by defensive back from Mississippi State, Jet Jefferson.
Yeah, good for him, too, because this is his first game this season seeing action. Sat out the first 3 with a lower leg injury. And now he's starting to get some action. He's played pretty good today.
3.5 minutes to play. Shotgun formation. Holst steps back in the pocket. Heavy pressure. He has to roll right. He can't find anything. He just walks out of bounds after he's pushed out by number 25 from Mississippi State, Ray Thomas.
Yeah, easy right there for State. State covered really well in the back end, and then everything else just took care of itself. Holst just didn't have anywhere to go.
Lost on the play. It brings up a 4th down.
So 2:45 to play as the punting unit comes on. A spiraling kick. Fair caught by Anthony Evans III at the 35, and a flag on the play.
The punt from Vukovic is fair caught. Flag on the play.
Could be a hold. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a hold on Mississippi State. It's the 2nd penalty on a punt for State today.
Holding on the receiving team, number 19. A 10-yard penalty will be enforced from the spot from the end of the kick. First down.
Cyrus Reyes there.
So a penalty at the end of the kick that backs it up to the Mississippi State 23-yard line. First down and 10. State leads 38-10 over NIU. Mississippi State ends up putting up 24 points so far in the second half after only scoring 14 in the first. Now Kamario Taylor, the star-studded freshman quarterback, getting some reps here in the 4th quarter with 2.5 to play. He takes a snap. He's going to keep it himself. Rolls over to the right. He running towards the sideline up past his own 30. Diving for the 32-yard line. to be a gain of around 6 yards and bring up a 2nd down and 4. And that play should take us to the end
By Beeler after a gain of 9
of the
yards.
2 minutes left in this game. So a 2-minute warning, 2-minute timeout.
I guess you could put a bow on Blake Shapen's day for today.
No doubt.
Definitely a better second half than he had in the first half. I think finished that first half with 35 passing yards.
Oh, yeah.
And so 160 now is the total for the game. So 125 yards in this second half. Finished 12 of 20 for a touchdown and a 60% completion percentage clip. So a lot better job from Shapen, and ended up having a decent day. Not his best, but ended up having a decent day, and also did well on the ground as well.
No doubt, yeah. And this just shows that it doesn't take a lot of phenomenal quarterback play in order to win football games like this. I mean, Mississippi State relying on the run game, which we haven't said that in a long time, is relying on the run game to be able to win games and stuff like that. So, but whenever you have phenomenal running backs like Fluff Bothwell, Devon Booth, and Shapen, who has the athletic ability to go out and make plays with his legs, that just shows that this team is very talented and multifaceted.
You're exactly right. I mean, that's what this offense wants to do, is establish a run, and then after that run is established and the defense creeps up, you want to hit people with deep shots. That's what this offense is designed to do. And we hit a couple of deep shots today. You saw that. But yeah, 264 yards on the ground, a 5.9 yards per carry average. I mean, it was a really good rushing day today, and it wasn't just one person. A lot of it was Fluff Bothwell, who had 101 yards on 17 carries. But, you mentioned Shapen with 51. Gayton, with only 4 carries today, had 45 yards and had that touchdown. Devon Booth, even though he only had 7 for 22, had 2 touchdowns. So he did a good job. I think the bright thing, and I've said this a lot over the 2 broadcasts we've done, I think we're a lot deeper than just Devon Booth and Fluff Bothwell at running back. I think we've got a lot of guys below, like Johnny Daniels and Xavier Gayton, that could step up if need be. So I think that's a really, really important thing for this Mississippi State offense. But yeah, you're right. We didn't have to rely on the pass game today, because that rushing offense absolutely carried us when we needed it the most.
Yeah, and Shapen has just had to do just enough. I mean, these aren't crazy stats, but he gets the job done. And he still has a phenomenal passer rating, 143 passer rating. So, nonetheless, a 2nd down and 1 coming up. 2 minutes left to play here in this 4th quarter as State leads 38-10 over Northern Illinois. Ball spotted at the Mississippi State 32-yard line. Kamario Taylor still in the game at quarterback. 3 receivers far side. Takes a snap. He hands it off to Gayton up the middle. Lunging forward and tackled, but after he gains a few yards for the first down. Seth Davis in the game at running back. We saw him last game get a big 25-yard touchdown run.
Yeah, it was great for him. Great for him after all he's been through. Just fantastic for him to get that. I'm glad he's getting to play in this ball game as well.
Exactly. And that's the great thing about winning games like this, is you get to see those faces and make those guys that have put in the work in the years ahead of time, and see those fruits of that labor. So 1:20 to go. State up by 28. Kamario Taylor takes a snap, fakes the handoff, rolls right. He's going to keep it himself. Races down the right sideline, up past midfield, out of bounds after a gain of 12 yards.
Sorry, John. Only thing you want to see, a great run. Only thing you want to see from the young guy, stay in bounds, Kamario. Just leave the clock, let the clock keep running.
Yeah, game awareness is also a big thing. You also want to just run this game out, but you got to think a freshman QB like him, he wants to play as much football as possible. He takes a snap, hands off to Davis up the middle. Lowers his shoulder, fights for a few more A gain of 4 yards. Brings up second down and 6. 55 seconds. Continues to eat up some clock. Bulldogs might have time for one more play to seal the deal. Plenty of guys getting some playing time here in the fourth quarter. Mario Taylor in the gun. Takes a snap. He'll hand it off of the middle to Davis. Fights for a few more. And that'll do it as he falls down at the 40-yard line. That'll roll the clock. And that'll wrap it in maroon and white. State wins the ball game. 38-10 over Northern Illinois. Started out small. Only had 14 points in the first half. But they explode and score 28 in the second. And are able to improve the record to 4-0 for the first time since 2014. Over a decade since that's happened. And Ty, it feels good to say that you're 4-0.
Yes, it does. Feels good to say you 100% won the non-conference slate. Now it's all conference games from now until November. But it feels good to be 4-0 after the non-conference, especially with an upset win over Arizona State. Just something that a lot of State fans weren't very sure that they would get to 4-0, weren't very sure they'd get to 3-1 or 2-2. But here we are, 4-0, first time since 2014, like you mentioned. And, just glad that this team, started really sluggish at the beginning, but found a way to kind of piece it together all throughout the second half of the ball game. Found a way to win the game and win it decisively, a 38-10 win over Northern Illinois.
That's exactly right. Not sure how much time we have with a little bit of rain coming in, but stay with us for a little bit for the post-game report. State wins it over Northern Illinois 38-10 and improved to 4-0. Stay with us for the post-game. We'll be back alongside Ty Goldman. I'm John Wesley Cochran saying so long from Davis Wade.
Let's celebrate. We're gonna have a good time tonight. Let's celebrate. that everything's gonna be alright. Let's celebrate. Celebrate good times, come on. To last throughout the years. So bring your good times and your laughter too. We gon' celebrate your party with you. Come on now.
Welcome back to the Bulldog Student Sports Network. I'm here with your post-game show. My name is Ty Goldman alongside Connor Davis. John Wesley Cochran has exited the calling situation. Where are we at? We're in our little cubby is what I like to call it. He is exited, heading down to the press conference. Hopefully he can get some information there. Still got Josh with us, our producer.
Hey, that's the first side where there's three of us still here.
Yeah, hey, Josh has done a great job today. First game for Josh. He's done a good job doing stats and doing production. So good job from the crew today. We've done a really good job. So let's get into the ball game. Mississippi State wins 38-10 over Northern Illinois. We talked about it at halftime. We struggled early. We were very sluggish early in the first half. Came out of the first half with only a 14-10 lead. Then we explode for 24 points in the second half and no points allowed on defense in the second half. What was better?
Great showing.
What was better compared to that first half in the second half, or what was better in that second half compared to that first half, Connor?
That's a really good question, but I'm going to answer it. Both sides of the ball played better. I don't know if you wanted me to give you an answer if one side was better than the other, but I'm just going to
do what you want. Go ahead.
I'm just going to say both sides played better. I'm not going to take a favorite, but I will tell you this. That offense played exactly how I wanted them to. They heard me at halftime. They said, look, I didn't think he was grabbing deep enough in his bag of tricks. And yes, when you have Tennessee coming next week, we've talked about it. You don't want to put too much film on the field. But he was able, and guess what happened, Ty? We saw a lot of plays that weren't called in the first half that happened in the second half. They were successful. Blake Shapen played a lot better this second half. I mean,
we ran the ball really well.
You ran the ball good. Shapen had 35 yards. He ended with 160. So you did a lot better the second half, passing, running the ball. I mean, 24 points to 0 for NIU. That's a pretty dang good stat column right there.
Yeah, I mean, Shapen just started to hit on his deep balls. I mean, I think that was the key thing, as he just started to hit on his deep balls, made a lot more deeper throws that were successful. The run game was very supportive throughout the entirety of the ball game, but especially that second half, I thought we really hammered it home with running the football. Major props to Fluff Bothwell, who had a fantastic ball game tonight. 17 carries for 101 yards. No touchdowns on the evening. Or evening. It's evening now. But he did a really good job, even without a touchdown, just consistently running the rock really well. A 5.9 yards per carry average. A little bit more into the defense. I thought in the first half, we got pushed around a lot more than I wanted us to.
Oh, for sure.
And I think while it happened sometimes in the second half, I didn't see it as much in this second half as we saw it in the first half. I was impressed with how the defense responded, especially when they got into tough situations. I go back to that drive where NIU was just moving down the football field, and then quarterback Holst throws a deep streak or fade ball into the back of the end zone, and Isaac Smith intercepts the ball. They would have had a chance for a field goal there. It was still a close game at that point, 24-10. They would have had a chance for a field goal. That completely swings the momentum of the ball game. plays like that are really, really important. Momentum swings are very, very important in ball games. I thought when we had to, I thought, for the most part, the defense was really good, right? I thought we didn't get pushed around a lot, but I thought when we had to step up, we really dug in and found a way to make a stop. What about you, Connor?
In my opinion, that Isaac Smith interception was the play of the game. I'm not sure why they had that jet sweep by Brennan Thompson touchdown be the play of the game, but to me, that Isaac Smith interception completely shifted the entire game. You're
right.
Going down that field, you're thinking, oh, well, they're going to kick a field goal. We're going to have to keep playing and keep scoring, and you didn't have to because the defense had your back. And what the offense do? They come down the field and they score. You have each other's backs on both sides of the ball, and that's why I couldn't pick a favorite, because they did so well this second half. You might have showed a little bit more film than you wanted to against a team like NIU, but it doesn't matter regardless. You got the 38-10 win. You covered the spread. For those of you betting, they covered the spread, the 21-point spread today, so that's something to be happy for if you were putting some dollar bills down on that gamble. But the defense played excellent this second half. The offense played excellent this second half. But if you want to go into a couple cons, your penalties. That's what really ruined this game. If NIU was Tennessee next week and you have 104 yards against Tennessee penalty-wise, it's going to be dangerous. You're going to see, instead of a 38-10 game, it's going to be 38-10 Tennessee.
Yeah, I don't want to pick on one guy, and I'm trying not to, but
we know.
Particularly, Luke Work had a rough game at left guard. He had 2 holding calls that really held back drives. And he's just starting to get worked in. Luke Work getting worked in back into things, but he's just starting to get worked back into the roster. He was banged up, I believe, to begin the year. So you had Jacoby Jackson starting at that left guard position. He played some right guard tonight. State's been mixing it up all season on the offensive line. I think it's 4 games in, and we've had a different offensive line starting every single ball game. So State's been mixing up, trying to find what works. We have 6 to 8 guys that we're going to run out there whenever we have to. We have 6 to 8 guys that I know can play. It's just we got to find the right 5 to start the game. We had a couple of holding calls, and we got to clean that up. We had some, I would agree. The penalties were rough. Had a couple of defensive penalties, had 2 special teams penalties, and special teams for the first game this year I felt didn't play their best. I thought for all the first 3 games they really played well, but this game I just didn't think they played their best. Had a couple of penalties from that group. I agree with you. Penalties are something we're going to have to clean up, especially against a really good team in Tennessee next week.
Well, this punt is 100% intended. Luke Work needs a little bit more work before he might have his next starting position, but I do want to point out that a couple of those sacks that NIU had, now they had 2 sacks and there was 14 yards lost on both those sacks. It was on Chapin's blind side both times, so we can safely say that it was on that left side. Chapin had to duck, get down. He really didn't have much open, and that's a testament to NIU's passing defense, right? I mean, they rushed well passing-wise, and they covered well passing-wise, and they were just on point for the most part in the first half. The second half, they really didn't change it up, and that was the problem. Lebby changed it up on them. They didn't change it up at all, and that's how Lebby got the upper hand and scored 24 points without them scoring at all.
I really thought, throughout the entirety of the ball games, Northern Illinois did a really good job pass defense-wise. That's the best that any team has defended Mississippi State's passing offense this year, and that's a credit to that squad from DeKalb, Illinois. They're a gritty bunch, and they played a heck of a ball game. They didn't score in the second half, and that's that, right? But I thought they played one heck of a ball game, especially in that first half. They gave State fits, and so credit to them, and hope things go well for them in Mid-American Conference play. It seemed like a really gritty a bunch of guys, really good people that came down. Had a couple people in the press box from Northern Illinois seemed very nice and very genuine. So wish nothing but the best for them. But yeah, they gave us fits, and I thought that you're right. Their pass defense gave us some fits. It's something we haven't had to work against this year. So it was interesting seeing how Chapin handled it. I thought he handled it fairly well. I mean, a lot of the times too, he came out and decided to run the football. right? And he did really well running the football with 51 carries. He had 11 attempts for 51 carries. So I thought he did really well, at least deciding to run the ball and not put it in harm's way. I don't think he put it really in harm's way at all tonight. He only had one ball tipped, and that was at the line of scrimmage, and that was it. So, I thought he did well even with how good NIU played pass defense.
I would say that Chapin had played excellent the second half. I was going to say something, but I lost my train of thought because I was listening to your amazing voice here on commentary. But I will say one thing that they do need to work up on is the holes that we saw NIU have, especially in the first half. We talk about, you go to Tennessee next week, it has not looked like you have been working on your rush defense. It does not look like you've been working on certain things that you need to work on. I mean, you had 125 rushing yards isn't too bad for a game. You had 80-something of that in the first half, 84, 86, one of those numbers in the first half. To me, it hasn't seemed like game to game. It's been improving, and that's what I worry about. I worry about you go to Tennessee, and they're going to run the ball all over you. They're going to rush all over you defensively, and it's going to be not a good showing. So for Lebby, I'd really want him to just improve game to game. You improved half to half. I like to see that, but I don't want it to be too late in that improvement. Improve before the game starts. We'll see what we can do against Tennessee at that whiteout game.
Yeah, it was worrisome. There were many different instances in the ball game where NIU just broke free on a lot of big runs, runs of like 5+ yards or more. And that's something that you don't want to see against a group of 5 school. And then it makes you think when you go and play an SEC school next week that is known for having a dominant run game. That's the way Josh Heupel's offense works. It's revolved around the run. Even last year, they've had great passing games throughout his time there at Tennessee, but what's always been consistent is they've been able to run the ball. What supported them last year? Dylan Sampson running the football. Nico Iamaleava did not have that great of a year passing the football last year, but they made it to the playoffs through their rush game, and that's going to be important for Mississippi State to stop next week. And it was something today, and it's something through the first 4 weeks that I've been a little nervous about because there have been plays that have been burst plays, and you're going to get some of those in ball games. That's just bound to happen. But it has been happening frequently, and at least to me, and I may just be picky or whatever, and this may be the opinion of other Mississippi State fans, but it's happening a little bit more frequently than I would like. So hopefully we can clean that up. And one thing, too, that I was kind of shocked with, and then we'll kind of start to kind of wrap up a little bit, but their pass game has not been good all year this year, or Northern Illinois had. And I think 92 yards coming into the ball game and no touchdowns. They throw for 142 and a touchdown in this game. Now, that's not gaudy passing numbers at all, but it was something that State struggled with, and NIU found some holes in the Mississippi State defense, at times, and that was something that State's defense struggled with, which was kind of to my surprise.
You have the defense going into this game thinking, okay, we're preparing for the run. This is a run-heavy team. This is what we have to stop. When you come in preparing for the run and the team does the exact opposite, they get the upper hand. That's why we saw a 14-10 game at halftime. You cannot allow that to happen next week against Tennessee. You have to prepare for what you think they're going to do. You cannot wait until halftime to say, okay, well, this is what they're good at, this is what's happening, and then we prepare at halftime. Because who knows what the score is going to be at halftime. It might not be 14-10. It might not be super, super close. It might be 24-10, 24-7. Something that is might be a little bit intangible to grasp to get back up and try to beat Tennessee. I'm really, really worried. I sound really worried. I feel like we got to do better. This is a great win, of course. It's the first time, Josh's first game. It's NIU's first game in Davis-Wade Stadium and against State in history. We had a lot of good to show today, a lot of good to prove, but we can always work on something a little better when you have a team like Tennessee. You got to be able to round those edges off before they come next week to Davis-Wade.
I think start to finish is something that State has to improve on before they can go in and beat top-ranked SEC teams like Tennessee. I mean, you have an incredible SEC home slate, Tennessee, Texas, Georgia, and Ole Miss, and it doesn't get any easier on the road. Before State beats top-tier SEC teams like Tennessee next week, it's already here. Next week is already here. We move past Sunday. You watch film tomorrow and you get ready for Tennessee. You have got to get better. You have to play a complete game next week, and I emphasize that because even though Tennessee's got a 1 in that loss column, that is a dadgum good football team that out on Rocky Top. Aguilar can absolutely sling it. They can run the ball effectively like they've always been able to. That is a really good football team. I think the one thing, and then I'll wrap up. I know this is another long post-game show. I just like to chat football. That's just my thing.
Cover Tennessee, brother, because we don't have another time to cover it other than right now. So get it out your system.
So one thing that we can look to is that Tennessee's defense has struggled. Tennessee's defense has definitely struggled. I mean, they gave up 41 to Georgia last week. They played UAB today, and UAB is not one of the best. I mean, they are not a very good Group of 5 team. Hate to say that, but they're just not. They're not a very good Group of 5 team. They're not a very good football team this year in FBS football. They gave up 24 points to Tennessee. 24 points, or excuse me, Tennessee gave up 24 points to UAB today. That's interesting.
It could have been garbage time points.
It could have been, but that is it. You know, from looking at the final score, I'll have to go back and look and watch and see what happened. And that is a decent amount of points. And what is interesting too is Tennessee had their top 2 corners out last week. I'm not sure if they had them out this week, and they maybe have sat them out this week to play UAB, but they had their top 2 corners out last week. And what did Gunnar Stockton do? I mean, he threw it all over them. He did. I mean, and Georgia was able to find a way to get back in that ball game after falling down 21-7. They continued to, and it was the pass game that really carried them, and that's weird because Georgia's usually that heavy run team, but the pass game carried them. So Tennessee has struggled, in both the run, but they have struggled mightily in the pass in the pass game. So it'll be interesting to see how State attacks that defense. I think that's something that State has an advantage in is State's got I think State's got a really good offense and a really lethal offense. They can be lethal at times, and I think against I don't think Tennessee's that good of a defense. I think State can prosper next week, at least offensively.
Well, you have a cheat sheet against that Georgia game. This is what I want Lebby and company to do. I want you to look at that Georgia game and use it as your cheat sheet. You have a perfect notes to bring to your test come next Saturday. You need to use it. Take it to your advantage. This is an open note test, baby. We're going to use it. You know that you can pass it on Tennessee. Georgia, 41 points on Tennessee. You said it best. We're known for this gritty defense, running the ball. It's like the 1980s, We don't get to see that pass in Georgia that much, but when Gunnar Stockton comes in, he shows it off, and that's exactly what we have to do. We have to show it off. You come in playing like you did against Arizona State, against Tennessee, we're going to see a good outcome, and maybe, just maybe, it'll be in the favor of Mississippi State.
Hope so, but the thing about that Arizona State game is, what did we not do? Didn't play a complete game. Right,
because the second half happened, they ran all over us.
Struggled in the second half. So I emphasize this one last time, got to play a complete game against Tennessee next week, and against A&M in every SEC game. You have got to play complete to be successful in this conference, and that's something I emphasize that we have to do next week in order to upset a really good Tennessee game. But next week it'll be Mississippi State and Tennessee, like we just previewed. 3:15 kickoff time. Bulldogs will be all white uniforms with that beautiful white interlocking helmet.
I know that's your favorite.
Love it. Love that it's back. It's great that it's back. But all white uniforms for Mississippi State. 3:15 kickoff time. We will be broadcasting it live. It'll be us three.
It'll be me and you, Ty, calling it, but hey, Josh is back for a second week, and he'll be sitting there behind the computer producing.
Well, maybe we can get him on the halftime or post-game show.
Maybe we can hear a little bit of his voice.
We're gonna have to get him on some kind of show before the end of the year. But he did a great job producing today, and everybody did a great job. The crew did today. Just another good broadcast, a good broadcast, a second one of the year. But I just want to take the time to let you guys know, please follow us on our socials. Instagram is at Bulldog Student Sports Network. Our X account, Twitter, whatever you want to call it, is BSSN_MSU. And subscribe to us here on YouTube. And click that little notification bell to get notifications when
it's not
we
a
go
cowbell.
Live. It is a cowbell to Mississippi State fans. That's what it is. It's like ringing a cowbell if you're a Mississippi State
Well, I don't want them looking for the outline of a cowbell and not being able to find it. It's more like a Liberty Bell type thing, but once you click it, it'll sound like a cowbell.
Metaphorically, it's like a cowbell for Mississippi State fans. Metaphorically. Can we agree on that?
Yeah, we can.
We can.
Let's call it a cowbell.
But please do subscribe to us here on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram and X, whatever social media you use. We'd love to have you follow us and follow what we do. We appreciate y'all tuning in this weekend, and we look forward to y'all listening to us next weekend. For John Wesley Cochran, Connor Davis, and Joshua Wilson, I am Ty Goldman signing off. Mississippi State winners over Northern Illinois 38-10. They moved to 4-0 for the first time since 2014. You can wrap this one, my friends, in maroon and white. Everybody have a great night, and Hail State.